Oh my god.
That was awesome.
Someone got something.
Senia is a treasure. Well, I guess is it just Senia not at the table right now?
Yeah.
She's in the bathroom.
All right, Senia is, or withhold the in character from Senia as we go back into. I'm trying not to. Sorry, it was kind of funny. Into the next session of OG Kingmaker, where they've made a new friend. Hey there, have you heard about the dragon friend? I had this idea driving to the store actually, because it originally was gonna be just. I think I'm gonna have an encounter with some trolls in the forest on the way to the troll lair. Yeah, that's boring. Let's give them something else. Well, the AP said there was a forest drake somewhere in the region. Now that's boring. Let's up the ante a little. And so we did. And thank you guys so much for, basically for the first group I've ever had in my whole life roleplay with a dragon like that. And I've been doing this for eons. It's been a blast. I've enjoyed the crap out of it. Any volunteers before I grab the D5?
Sure.
All right, Kalira.
All right. I play Kalira Ashling, and she is a barbarian of the superstitious archetype, and she's a half elf, and she finds herself face to face with a creature she's only heard of in tales and songs, and she's a little underwhelmed. She remembers the song talking about them being big as mountains and things, and this thing, I could write this. Why is everyone so scared of it? It melted a couple of trolls, big deal.
Cowards.
Yeah, but she rolls with the punches. So she's whether we are allying with the dragon, or killing it, she's good either way. Her concern right now, she keeps eyeing over at Doc. He knows why. And that's it.
Beautiful. And next will be anybody want to jump in? Jump on it. No one should jump on it after I've made
I'll
that
go.
reference. Oh, fair enough, Taxman.
Okay, so I'm playing Arcturus, and I'm an Inquisitor of Abaddon, and I'm enjoying the civilization building and all that good time. What else? I'm human. And I am momentarily relieved that Cato has agreed to attempt diplomacy, though I am deeply concerned with the duel that's about to take place, because I know how prideful Cato is, and I also know how hard of a time he can have restraining himself at times. So once the duel gets going, if he were to be winning, I'm worried, and if he were to lose, I'm actually really worried, because I don't know that his pride could withstand losing one of his precious swords. But we'll see. Nevertheless, though, I am extremely glad that he agreed to not draw us into fighting this thing. Privately, I am have mixed feelings about it. I tend good, but I am technically neutral, so I'm not opposed to situations like we've set up with the really extreme criminals, banishing them to the woods. I'm not necessarily opposed to that, but it does make me a little uncomfortable. There are shades of like was alluded to last session, like Cheliax and stuff, which makes me uncomfortable. But in general, I am undecided about the dragon as such. So, other than that, I am very, very worried about it, because I was already worried about the trolls and fighting down a whole troll army, and then this thing just soloed it. So, anyway, that's where I'm at.
Good enough for me. And anybody else want to jump on it, or do we throw the D5? I guess what I will say is, if Ionia is not feeling up to it, Ionia can take a pass this time.
I'm working on writing something up.
All right, got it. So you'll go. I'm just gonna roll the D5. Who is it? Who can it be now? Well, that would be you, but you're writing something. Is Senia back in her seat yet?
She is, but she's in a coughing fit. But I guess I'll go.
All right, I believe in you.
Yeah. Dragon. don't really know what to think about it, but I'm kind of in the same boat as Kalira. I will support whatever decision our glorious leader decides to make. I'm either way. Like, if we decide to fight this thing, we will fight this thing. If we decide to make a alliance with it, I guess cool. We have an allied dragon. That's kind of cool. As far as my character goes, I am a valid Geminate Invoker.
Alrighty. And the Yoni is writing something, so I wasn't gonna be like, and Kato, roll for initiative and go last, but I kind of want to hear where Kato
I kind of want to go last because I kind of want to link my reflection into the start of the session.
Seamless transitions, if you will. Fair enough. Okay, cool. Ioni, are you ready?
Oh, jeez. Okay, I'll just.
I am playing Jubilos Nothrobble, 7th level bard, and I think everyone's an idiot but me.
It was pretty good.
Very good. Here's your hero point. Yeah.
Ah, splendid. I will use it if I need to stealth the fuck out of here.
I feel like every time there's a new NPC, I'm like, favorite NPC.
You guys, if this has kind of been the first group where I've had to like pull NPCs that weren't like bad memes or stat blocks together, and I have grown a lot in the 6 months, give or take, that we've been role-playing together. It has been a good time and an honor and a pleasure. But I digress. I need to kill Kato with dragons.
Alright, I guess that's my cue then, huh?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm playing Ionia Essel, a mostly human occultist. Ionia is sitting in a familiar way, leaning against her dog Minoru as she noms on snacks, having just watched this discussion between her party members. She mostly kind of kept out of it. People watching is just so entertaining. She watches as her childhood friend readies himself to 1v1 this adolescent green dragon, and it kind of dawns on her just how screwed we are. In front of us, we've got this dragon. Like, I mean, come on. That's probably not going to end well. We have an army of trolls. We've got this tower full of wisps. We have the Tiger Lords. Just every challenge that stands in front of us just seems so beyond us at this moment. And she's feeling a little like, when things get overwhelming and you just kind of start to go a little crazy. That's about where she's at right now. Just a little hysterical.
That's fair. All right, Kato. Take us home.
Hey, Arturus, can I get a bless?
Is that all it was? Just, I need a bless.
Would he notice if like I was to get if he was to bless me before the fight started?
He would definitely notice if the priest of Abadar started praying, and then that there's a
and he's like, no, I'm just praying for your good health.
Thoughts and prayers.
Nothing magical going on here at all. All right. Thoughts and prayers. Thoughts and prayers. All right. Cato Sicarius. Great duelist of House Sicarius. Graduate of the Black Dragon Dueling Academy with honorable ranks. A winner of 16 tournaments in the city of Rostov. Gold medal titleist. And soon to be renowned Dragon Slayer. As Cato prepares, his swashbuckler level 3 preps his dueling sword as he is of the Roslyn Bravo archetype. He prepares his fighter stance as he is also a Master of Many Styles monk. And he examines his signature weapon as he is also a weapon master fighter archetype. This will be the greatest battle of his life. He has defeated many opponents in the arena, and many, including the mighty Stag Lord, on the battlefield. Yet this adolescent dragon will be another notch on his belt, on his road to glory and triumph. Though his battle will be hard fought, he's confident in his skill and his abilities. He's trained his life for this day. Let's not disappoint the gods.
Good enough for me. Alrighty, so as Kato accepts the duel, Rogue Squadron goes
Gets
to
one shot.
Good. Dead. Rogue Squadron backs up to the edge of the clearing that I've hastily drawn here. Jubilost is probably going to just stick next to Ionia and Minoru and just, this is amazing. And he pulls out like a pad and paper and begins sketching it. I've never in my entire life have I seen a dragon so up close that wasn't trying to kill and eat someone. Perlavash's head pops out of the familiar satchel and he looks a little insulted and said, "Not you, my... No, you're pretty too. Yes, sketch. You're not a true chromatic." Push back down. Zarum makes his way fully into, like, the center of the, dare I say, arena, and he begins, like, with using his big old rhino horn like a shovel, he begins throwing corpses of trolls, like, out in such a way that now they're not all piled up, and now they're just kind of thrown against the tree line to open it up. He turns to all of you. I'm given to understand that the smaller, more fragile creatures, such as yourselves, may rely upon magic to succeed in combat. I am also... What can I say? When we have our minions to take care of us, it keeps our scales shining, and if I would hate to sully your reputation on that notion alone, if there's anything... He looks out at the casters. Anything you would like to cast on Kato, I will allow it.
Oh, you want that blast, Kato?
And I'll take a haste too, if you don't mind.
That might be beyond the scope of what he's talking about.
That's fair. I'll take a bless.
Yeah, I'll toss a bless your way.
Anyone else?
What do you got, Bard?
Ah, yes, indeed, that's fair. He...
He's your illusionary clown.
I could make illusions for you. I dare say I should probably not use my oratory performance this time. Good, noble Zarum. That would be... No. Do not do that.
He's an illusionary clown.
That's probably for the best. I really don't want to try to insult him. It would work. It certainly would work. And I just don't want to make me angry. No, none of that. None of that. Absolutely not, my lord. But other than that, no. Unfortunately, I can make illusions. I can go invisible. Gods forbid you go down. I can probably patch you back up a little. That's about it.
Use your helmet on Kato.
One. Throw me your helmet. So that doesn't work.
So you can end him.
I know.
Melon's
Ionia said
misery.
AFK. I'm like 90% sure she doesn't have any spells that like.
I don't believe she does. No.
She don't got no spells.
She's not even a witch. She's been playing like a rogue this whole time. I don't know why rogue was the thing that came up, because we've been talking about spy masters, I guess. What are those trinkets? He gets like the board is now relevant. He boop 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 right up to the barbarians.
All right. I think we're good.
Yeah. He leans in, just those trinkets. What are those?
With trinkets.
And he's looking at the little totem you got from the kobolds.
I don't know. I found them in a cave.
That's not a fair assessment now, is it? Dear half-elf, if that's not... Oh, it is. Oh. I'll not assume you want to hand that out. And he backs up. Forgive me. Well,
Oh. What is that?
He's
What
referring.
do we get for the drinking contest?
He's referring to the owlbear clause that would auto confirm a crit.
All right. If there's no more lollygagging, let's let it be done.
Ionia says AFK. I'm gonna move
Oh.
Ionia over here, and Jubilos is over here. The board is relevant.
So I'm
I
just
guess
looking.
I will make a room. Since this is a duel, we gotta make an arena.
I really thought Kalira was gonna just. No, I'm standing here. I'll close the personal. Okay. The dragon, I won't say adopts a stance because that means something mechanically. Rather, he just kind of like flexes,
does.
rolls his shoulders, and Kato wins initiative.
All right. Let me open my sheet here with my rolls. So what do you guys think? I got this?
Nope.
I believe in you.
Thanks. I'm just opening. Okay, so bless. I have bless. +1 morale bonus to attack rolls, damage rolls, and saving throws. Once during the spell's duration, I can roll an attack or saving roll twice and take the highest. I must decide to use this before the roll is attempted. Fair enough. I didn't know that second part.
I didn't know that second part either.
All right.
You got this,
Dragon.
buddy.
I, as a swift action, or is it immediate? No, it's swift on my turn, right? Yeah, swift action. I take crane style stance. And does he have... So question about moving into threatened squares. Because I don't know if he has reach or not. If I want to make that... The acrobatics check that I can make to move into a threatened square without provoking an attack of opportunity, do I have to know that he can make an... Like, do I have to do that in advance and know him? Or do I get to do it if I provoke?
You would be able to reasonably tell if it would provoke, and you assume it would. Also,
Okay.
the bless that would give you advantage is mythic bless, and we're not a mythic game, so it's just a +1 morale on attack and saves.
Oh, was I looking at myth? Oh, was I? Okay. My bad. Cool. All right, so I will attempt to acrobatically approach.
Okay. Alrighty, 23.
Against his CMD.
You run up at him. He doesn't react. Just kind of blinks.
Oh, shit, he's flat-footed, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
I am so dumb. Oh, well, cool. No harm, no foul, I guess. All right. God, I gotta remember all the rules of this game better. All right, let's do an attack. So I'll add the +1 here.
.26 indeed hits.
Nice. Good start.
Kato walks up and... Where's the precision come from?
That is my level 4 3 levels of swashbuckler.
Oh, duh, precise strike. Yeah, right.
Precise strike, yeah.
Gotcha. I'm like, you didn't have... fair. Marshals are funny. Kato walks up.
Though, hold on, it should only be 3? Where's that +1 coming from? Hold on, let me check something real quick.
Oh, well.
I believe that should only be 3. Three plus 0. Yeah, I don't know where the extra 1 damage came from. Oh. So I added, when I got the pop-up, the prompt to add 1 to the damage from bless, it should only add 1 to the slashing. It added it to the precision as well when it wasn't supposed to.
Gotcha.
So it's 15 plus 3, not 4. Yeah, okay.
Okay, fair enough. So Kato runs up and slashes the dragon, and the dragon, there is a bit of a roar as this happens, because I think Zarum didn't quite expect to get hit in the first second, and then he does, and the roar causes birds and beasts to scatter. Not bad. Not bad at all. And forward comes his jowls to try to bite at you, if you'd like to
All right.
parry.
I will say, I'm going to talk some trash here as I parry.
Okay.
So I'll say, looks like I caught you off guard. You really should work on that. And then as he angrily bites, I will. Oh,
Oof.
That was such a good chance.
though he misses, so.
Yeah.
Kato doesn't necessarily get the parry because it looks like he's going to try to gore you, and you would think that looks like a sword, block that, but it's the teeth that you should actually dodge, and then you realize that at the last second and you twist. So basically just into air and then comes back. Anyone who's trained in Arcana can go ahead and roll Arcana.
He just barely missed me too. Whew. Actually, no, wait, I'm in defensive. I'm in crane style defensive.
So
He missed
Ionia knows that the motion that Zarum is going through as Zarum tried to bite was a little too slow and deliberate. He could have done that with the same speed that a snake strikes, and then still have time to whip his tail around, start clawing, slapping with his wings. Seems to be he's toying with him. And Kato.
Well, that'll be his mistake. Here we go.
Fair enough. That, again, wildly connects.
And the slashing is 10. I didn't add it because it adds it to both. So just add 1 to the slashing portion only every time if I ever hit.
Understood. Okay, fair enough. Misses slash wide. I think I underestimated you. So be it. And anything else on Kato's turn?
Nope.
Alrighty, here's the bite.
Wow.
Kind of jumped the gun on that one.
God damn it.
Nevertheless.
So you roll bad, I roll bad.
And
It's
he's going to
fine.
attack.
I'm burning my panache at this rate.
Yeah.
Next attack comes from MacLeod,
Claw.
if you'd like to parry.
Oh, right, because you rolled first. Yeah, I'll try
Yeah, I
to do
screwed
that
that up. Okay.
All right, I'll riposte.
Unfortunately, a 16
That
does
will
not
hit.
quite get there. Next claw.
Go for it.
For a 22 to hit.
Nope.
And then I've got 2 wings.
Oh boy, he's got a lot of attacks.
Mm-hmm.
I won't be parrying anymore for now.
Got it. 27.
That'll do it.
18.
The 27 does.
And the 21 to confirm.
21 does not confirm.
Okay. So one of the
27.
wings pops through for 4.
Oh.
And the tail.
Tails one word.
The tail, the wing, Kato tries to dodge, but then it's the upswing of the wing back is what gets him, and then the tail hits him, just below the, probably, in the gut, but not in the ribs. Slides down off your armor a little bit to the tune of 12 points of damage.
Woo. Okay.
And Kato.
Ow. Oof.
Oof.
I dare say you've been toying with me up until this point.
Give up?
You wish. The harder the challenge, the harder I fight. Rip.
Oh man.
I don't want to burn my hero point in case I accidentally get mollywopped a little too hard.
Yeah.
So
Tempting though.
yeah, but no, it's just an attack.
Yeah.
Too bad we weren't one. Too bad I wasn't level 6, and I could make 2 attacks. Sucks we had to fight this guy at level 5. All right,
That's
go
what I'm
ahead.
saying, man. We'll be back.
Should have waited a level. Come back. Can I gain 1 level and come back? No. That's all. Go ahead.
Let's postpone this battle until I've gained a level.
The dragon
point of honor.
moves. Like, kind of just like saunters, not on like a cat around the side. It would provoke an attack of opportunity.
Oh, he's really messing with me now. What a jerk. Well,
Unfortunately, an 18, not quite. As he
Still
kind of
not
just
quite.
like steps around, just how's your ribs? That looked like a decent hit. I'm no master swordsman, such as yourself, and he's gonna try to bite. If you would like to parry.
nope.
20.
Ow.
Oh.
That'll hit.
Got him.
This is the pain.
Is that the bite?
Whoop, 2d6 boo for 13 points of damage.
13. I'm gonna lose, guys.
Oh, I know.
And Kato.
I still believe.
Okay, still standing.
Ionia
Okay.
offers an axe to
It's gonna take
who is
more
that?
than
Jubal
that.
off.
Tommy?
Yep. Nope,
Oh,
maybe.
dragon.
Oh,
Suddenly, the animator had a fatal heart attack.
suddenly, the commander stops working.
The Goku situation.
Okay.
What was that from, Esker?
That was Holy Grail.
That is Holy Grail, yeah. Suddenly the animator had a heart attack. Whew, that was lucky.
But yeah,
I don't know if you heard me, Tommy, but I said after I took that, I said, "Oof, I'm still standing."
That I heard.
Okay.
Is he attacking with the rest of his stuff, or is he just content to bite this turn?
Oh, it's Kato's turn. I'm sorry, that might not have cut through.
Oh, gotcha.
I'm moving
Oh
to
wow, he's not
standing.
even. Oh, he moved. That's right. Okay.
Oh yeah,
Where are you, Esker?
mine are off to the right.
Okay.
Off to the right.
God damn my.
Oh,
God. So many ones.
so many ones.
Swing and a miss. I'm getting tired. Clutching his rib with his offhand and making another slash, but this one, the precision and behind his swings and the strength has been definitely been reduced.
If you'd like to surrender, you certainly can. I'd hate to hurt you. And backs up a little more, and then, like a snake striking, out comes the head. Any parries?
Yes, I will attempt this parry.
Here comes the comeback.
Gah!
Oof. This is not the time to constantly roll less than 5.
Yep.
Will a 26 hit you?
Yes.
Fair enough. And
Okay. Kato goes down.
if everybody else
Oh,
can make a
hail our
perception
new
check.
dragon ruler.
Perception check from everyone who's still standing.
16.
That is a 25.
That's illegal.
So Kato's down, the dragon has won. But the dragon isn't unhurt. Kato did land a couple of pretty alright hits in the process. If y'all wanted to take your chances taking him out now, you could.
Was it owl? I forgot how those, like, those are like, I have to put it on my sword. It's like a whole action to turn that on, and it's one-time use, right?
Yeah, one time when you crit, it'll automatically confirm. I'm assuming that the trinkets are attached to both weapons.
Right. Yeah. All right, so Kalira's gonna Ksenia. Like we're just gonna let him leave.
Give our word that this is going to be a duel, so I will not be participating in any further comments.
What
You
if it
sound
meant that
very
possible-
far away.
Yeah,
But I
because
heard that.
he's on the other side of the tree line right now.
That was exactly. I'll stop RPing as much.
What if it meant the possible death of your party members if you didn't help?
We said it would be a duel.
Yeah,
My alignment's way more important to me than my party members.
none of us agreed to a duel. Only one person
mean-
agreed to the duel, and that person's unconscious on the ground right now.
It would be dishonorable and unlawful to take advantage of what he did, which was an honorable and then to be like, aha, now's our chance to strike.
So I'm gonna cast Stabilize.
Okay, yeah, the initiative is like paused. Kato's not bleeding out on the ground as this is happening. It's just
Okay.
like the what I wanted to say is with the 25, I'll speak a little in meta. The dragon took about 26% of his health from Kato hitting him a couple times. So like, if you want to try your chances now, you could.
I'm just looking at Ksenia just to see if, because I don't want to be the only person to run out. Just like, because I know she was down to attack this thing. So if Ksenia, I'm just kind of eyeing you. If you give the nod, I'm going in. That's basically how it works.
Gonna nod back.
No, all right. Kalira.
I did not
Kalira
expect
goes,
that.
Kalira goes into a rage and shouts out, "You three idiots, spread out! We're fighting
Okay.
for the honor of our king."
Which
I think he means Rogue Squadron.
Yeah.
He could mean the rest of the party.
I wasn't sure if he meant Rogue Squadron or the rest of the council.
Could go either way.
Oh,
I don't know. What is that? 30? It's like right here.
Let's Zarum is aware that this is happening. Roll for initiative.
I will not be participating in combat, so unless he's going to attack me regardless, I would rather.
The last man standing will be the dragon priest in the end.
I don't know how you want to play that, Tommy.
I gotcha. Yoni is going in at a 10.
I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure yet what I'm doing. I just figured I'd get on there.
Okay. $25. And Kalira's got the drop on him. Okay, Kalira's first.
I also do not. The party is not blessed, to be clear. That was only for Kato.
You guys
and
are
I
not
will
choose
not be.
allies.
Yep.
Okay.
So yeah, I will charge in and strike at thee.
All right, he's gonna. When you move through his threat range, it provokes.
All right.
And I miss. Zarum is taken completely by surprise as you go running in, and he turns and he tries to bite you, but to no avail. Proceed.
And he's not a witch, but it still works. So
He definitely has a lot of spell-like abilities. Okay.
so
That is a number. 27. Anything else?
Yeah, no, that'll do it.
Almost in your threat range, too. All right. Before we pass to Senia, does Kato use his hero point to stabilize?
Yeah.
Okay, got it. And Senia's on.
Or wait, didn't Ionia say she she stabilized me, or was that
That was
before?
Initiative was paused to decide if people wanted to join. She still can.
Okay. Well, I mean, I might as well, so she can do something else.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll use mine.
Then it passes to Senia.
Because he's... Never mind. For then, ignore I said anything.
So I'm gonna go into my trance, and
Which totem are you going to use? Use the one that gives you like a gore attack or something.
well, I have to be like in melee range for that.
Well, no, it gives it to you when you enter a range, you basically grow tusks, so that when you fight, you can do a secondary attack with like those. I think that's Fiend Totem.
There are a bunch of totems that would give you like gores, tusks. The animal totem gives you a bite.
You get a leap. Oh no, you got to get higher for that. That's the greater one, I think, for the leap, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm gonna use this one.
Okay. And so it has.
And I'm going to charge.
Okay.
That's gonna be
With your Ransa?
Yes. Is that in my that's in my range, right?
Yeah.
And attack.
That's a pokey stick.
So does he count as having attacked me in the previous round?
Mm-hmm. He also tried to attack Kalira.
Oh, he did. That's right.
Yeah.
So charge gives you what, +2 to your attack, and then you get another +1 for your totem, so you're at a +3. Do the power attack, yeah, and then add 3 to the modifier. And does it? Yeah. There you go. Oh boy.
Nice.
Yeah, that would confirm.
She just went.
It would confirm by virtue of, actually I lied. It would not confirm. His armor class is, I'm looking at bard spells real quick. His armor class is, no, I lied. It's 23. I had it in my head it was 26. It confirms without the use of the totem 32 piercing damage. Okay. And
So I'm gonna
so
charge at him with like the rancer like held in like firm, kind of fork him.
For metal.
She let go of her push to talk to do the pose.
the stab.
That is so precious.
All right, well, 2 very nice smacks on the dragon.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's pretty
Opening
good.
salvo.
Jubilost is going to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
Oh, you mean
30.
he's not cutting and running? That's amazing.
And look at this! The great mighty Lord Zarum defeated by a couple of unwashed, dirty, smelly
Wait, what?
donkey rat lovers. What a tale this will be! And Zarum turns and just growls. And Kato is stable, and it's on Ionia.
I'm assuming he did something bard-like, right? Is that what that was?
No, he just wanted to insult you.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't know that Kato is stable, right? It would be like a heal check or something.
Yeah. So far as you know, Kato tried to block the bite, and the sword just like slides off teeth and then grr.
Well, first things first. I can only move 20 feet, I think.
Or sprint 40, but takes both your.
Is that right?
I think so, yeah. Yeah, in your armor.
Okay. And then from here, I will check Kato.
once again, by the skin of his teeth, Kato is fine.
Okay, then I'm gonna use the rest of my. I'm gonna use my action then to go. I'm gonna have to actually count this. And Minoru is just gonna stick with me, and he's gonna hold his action as a guard. If dragon comes near me and tries to attack me, he's gonna defend me.
Okay, sounds good. Then it passes to Zarum, who just had a couple of real big folks run up and either whap him with the sword or get him, like, in that one little break in the scales where you could, like, cave in his chest. And he turns, and he's gone from, like, civility and I'd like to make a deal to just roaring at the top of his lungs. He's gonna 5-foot step here. No, he's not. He's gonna 5-foot step here. I'm trying to draw a cone. I want to use my breath weapon. Here. I can't hit both the barbarians, Pip. I guess he probably just has to do a move action. Damn. Yeah, he's gonna... It provokes from both the barbarians. He's gonna take a move action. His acrobatics is nowhere near good enough to attempt. So he's gonna, like...
Oh, you mean he can't backflip?
No, he cannot. He
All right.
resolves over top of Kato's body and turns. And Kalira hits.
It's
Aw.
20,
Senia, not
24.
so much. And then I
Get that witch hunter damage, man. I gotta get my 2.
got that 2's relevant. I need to check the calculator I have open for my max hit points after that 2. Okay, cool. That happens. Do I have a feat that I might have? I don't have it. Okay. So he moves and he turns and he opens his mouth and Kalira swings her sword like to get the like. I'm not so good with the human anatomy, but that like bit of muscle that controls the like lower jaw opening and gets him like from one end to the other, and he roars in pain. But as he does so, a gout of gas is expelled from his mouth. Kalira for
And here we
sure.
go.
Senia for sure. I need to... I think it's just Kalira and Senia. Yeah. Minoru misses it just barely. If both of you could make fortitude saves for me.
Yo.
Now, the power is vested in me by my own. I think it's really cool that in Pathfinder 2nd Edition, the Green Dragon's breath weapon was moved from a reflex save to a fortitude save, given the nature of it. I'm going to keep it in my games. Okay, both those numbers stand if anyone wants to throw hero points at the ground.
Trying to freak. What the heck?
Yeah, I'm gonna use my hero point.
Okay. Oh, I said both those numbers. Never mind. I saw Senia and then another capital K, which I assume was Kalira.
Boom.
Boom.
+3.25. What the hell? I need to fix that.
It's an important morale bonus, the +25. Okay, both of you passed.
Whew, good use of hero point.
You definitely, you feel it. When the gas touches you, it burns. And, like, you get the sensation that all of your nose hair is falling out. And both of you just hold your breath. That doesn't mean what follows isn't excruciating.
Right.
But being smart enough to be, like, to quickly grab your breath, and both of you being made of pretty stern stuff, you'll take half. Let me make sure I have the D6 count correct before I throw this at the board. I'm like so sure I do though, but I want to be not cheatsy. Where is my breath weapon? Ah, there it is. Dope. All right. Half of 34 acid damage.
17.
17 each.
17 acid damage, and it goes to Kalira.
Okay.
Rogue Squadron is fleeing into the woods at this point.
I said spread out, not. Fuck. All right. Kalira will laugh. I've had dwarves burp in my face. Raunchier than that. And then I'm gonna swing my sword.
Okay.
Swing it good. Make it big.
Power attack of obviously.
And if you'd like to flavor
Oh,
it.
that.
If you'd like to flame.
Oh, okay. And then, yeah. So, I mean, you guys been here before. Kalira raises up her sword. Kind of a little staggering, man, like a almost psychotic grin on her face as she takes her sword in both hands and swings it upward, cleaving through the cut she made at his jaw and finishing the blow, cutting the creature's head clean off.
And initiative is off. The dragon drops to the ground.
Duel over!
God damn it.
I immediately start back to the town. I leave the party and return back home,
Okay, fair
assuming there's nothing preventing me from doing so.
And Jubilost is probably just like wide-eyed at the notion that this happened. Kato gets back up, covered in dragon bile.
Ow. Where is he? I'm still standing.
Yeah. No, you're on the ground, surrounded by a puppy and a woman who is a witch.
How much did I get back? D8 plus 1?
I don't know how to do the thing, apparently.
Isn't it in your... It's in your thing. You got 10 back.
Oh, I got 10 back. Never mind. Okay.
Kalira will cut her eyes at Jubileus and be like, claptrap. If anyone ever tells, you know who won this duel, right?
Of course! Kalira the mighty, Kalira the warrior
Shut
queen!
up! No, you idiot. No. I was not in the duel, was I?
No, of course not, no. Mighty Cato Sicarius, son of Saul Sicarius, scion of the family Sicarius, exiled by noble Fops, slayer of dragons!
You might need a rewrite, but that's bad. That's not bad.
We'll figure it out in time. Also,
Cato.
where is Arcturus? He turns around, realizes Arcturus is gone, and your men, they seem to have quit the field.
Yeah, well, there will be punishments had, but that is for later. Now is the time for joy, for victory, for we have
Cato,
slain a dragon.
Cato spits and says, I am not without my honor. I will not take a victory for what was not mine. The victory goes to you, Kalira. If that is what happened, as I was not conscious to see it.
Well, it wasn't just me. It was a group effort. She juts her thumb over at Ksenia. She's got some fight in her. Glad someone in our group does. It was a good stab you made.
Well, I don't like
Yeah.
how it ended, but the
He
result
is
could
kneeling
have
over
been
the
worse.
body of the green dragon, just kind of like stroking its scales and muttering something about so much lost knowledge.
And our honor has been sullied, but at least we know we'll no longer be holden to the sacrificial offerings that were discussed earlier, which does give me some amount of relief.
Cal will clap Ksenia on the shoulder and be like, "You know what? I kind of like you, Ksenia. Now, how do we get this dragon hide out of here? How do we get this dragon hide out of here? We're taking this home, right? I mean, the dragon head. Oh, Oleg is gonna love this."
Indeed, Oleg will lose his damn mind when he gets to have green dragon head cheese. You have to pronounce that very carefully, because you might end up saying green cheese, and that probably makes you sick. Jubilost is just kind of like wide-eyed and like jumping as he walks a little bit. I can't even... Who trained you, Kalira?
Trained me? Well, kind of picked some things up here and there. I had a boyfriend once who taught me how to just really get angry.
Fair enough. Yes, I too have had partners that have contributed to my anger issues and general sense of narcissism. Fair enough.
Woe be unto them. Our horses are still here, right?
Yeah. Not happy, but tied to a tree.
Yeah. Okay. We'll get the horses and I guess I mean, it's a dragon corpse. I mean, we could drag that. It probably wouldn't do too much damage to it, right?
Yeah.
We're not. We're not turning this into a trophy.
It's not a. It's a drag. I mean, you know how valuable the stuff in this thing is. It's a dragon.
Scales alone would make very, very resplendent hide armor. And a brilliant shade of green.
It won the wager, and yet we still.
It's
Murdered
fine.
it.
It's fine. It's fine. You can have me. You can give me your sword, and then it's fine. Give it up. Give me.
That
Yeah.
is one interpretation of the rules. Yes, yes, indeed.
Give me your sword. Come now, Fop. Give me your sword. Come on. You lost the
Kato-
duel.
Kato unsheathes the sword and throws it at Cal's feet.
Oh, this is nice. I'll use this to I don't know, maybe do my nails or man, I'll figure out something.
And he just walks away. Back to his horse.
Your horse is Step is my horse.
Senia Ionia.
Now I'm gonna follow Kalira
Okay.
to my horse.
All right,
I
so Ksenia, Witch, you have to be excited about this. Look at this. You could probably I don't know, cast a spell and make it dance or what the I don't know
No,
what you
I can't. I would have been more excited to pick its brain.
it would have if
I
was
don't mean
excited.
that literally.
It was decided to eat yours.
And technically speaking, the head is mostly intact. If you could find someone to cast Speak with Dead, certainly you still could.
Yeah, maybe we can find out where he lives. We can find out his little den. Maybe you can.
Can't you
Get
cast?
over.
Can't you do your? Can't you cast some of your hocus pocus on it and on its body and learn something about it?
Yes, can't you do your hocus pocus, witch?
I don't think that works on bodies.
Just their objects.
Yeah.
All right.
So if we can find its den,
Yeah, exactly. We're free to roam around and find it. And when we do,
Where is the Inquisitor? Where is Arturus?
he stormed
Kato
off.
says.
He stormed off. He had no stomach for the battle apparently.
I believe he's upset that you reneged on the deal. Though that said, I'm kind of happy with this outcome, given that the alternative may have been us kowtowing to a dragon for the rest of our very short lives.
Oh,
Kalira shrugged. I made no deal.
Esker's.
I believe
super
the deal as we made it was we feed it criminals and then it doesn't eat us. Was that not the deal?
That's how I understood it.
Okay, so
For now, pray.
I
The
don't
deal could change.
I don't believe me killing it violated any terms. Correct. Your
I mean-
duel was over, was it not?
Technically,
Well,
that is one
I mean-
interpretation.
I don't. I believe. I know you weren't really, conscious, but I can assure you, your duel was over.
And you murdered the winner.
Murdered. I slayed
Did
a
you-
dragon.
Did you
That's what it
attack
says
him?
in all the books.
Did you attack him unprovoked?
she attacked him unprovoked.
He downed my king.
Well, what's been done cannot be changed. I'm torn on the matter. Clearly, this end result benefits us more than the alternative, though it stains my honor to say that, so I don't like it.
Yeah.
I can appreciate the advantageous position it puts us in. Having that thing alive certainly would have, not have been an ideal situation. However, a deal was struck, a bargain was made, and now it lies dead, which I'm just going to need a lot of ale to forget about this whole thing ever happening.
You shouldn't forget. Next time, believe in your band.
I do believe in you,
Did
and
you? Did you? You almost sold us out to this monster that wasn't even as strong as you were afraid of. Next time, show some backbone.
Oh my god.
And
I fought it myself if I had no...
tied up. Yeah, you fought it as a duel. Stupid duels. Mean nothing. As Kalira is saying this, she's tying her rope around the forelegs of the dragon.
Yeah, that makes sense. Rogue Squadron eventually makes their way back once they realize their life is not in immediate danger.
Well, Doc.
Yeah, they really proved themselves useful.
Doc, Biggs and Wedge, glad you can join us.
We're sorry, milady. And there's big bows from all three of them.
Kalira walks up to him. Now, in my previous profession, when someone cut and run like that, we handle things a little bit more permanently. But seeing as I've already ruffled a few feathers back there, I'm inclined not to behead all of you. So, instead, none of you will be getting paid this week. How's that sound?
They all nod dejectedly.
Yes. And Doc, you?
Yes.
Yeah. How you like your new position?
It's preferable to dragon fighting.
I'm sure. Kalira takes out 5 gold and puts it in his palm. You'll know that's for incidentals.
Nods.
All right. Let's get this dragon back.
Okay.
So, I'm thirsty. I want to get drunk.
And so it was. Back the squad goes in
So it was.
total, I would say, doing a quick, probably about an hour of side. Why am I trying to ballpark it? I can just get the travel in the stolen man sidebar open. Speed was that. We're crossing those. It was 6, 10, 11. It's probably like beginning of the day, set out, end of the day by the time you return home. Obviously, unless you guys want to take pains to make the corpse of the dragon hidden or do something with it between here and like getting back to Rooston, people are gonna see it.
I think that's exactly what Cal wants.
And Cal doesn't care either way.
And when they do, they come out and there's kind of like that pregnant silence of what happened before like the whole town erupts in cheering. Children go running. Tales of the dragon slayers start like running across the town as the group returns to fanfare and fame and fortune and, well, maybe not fortune. I won't put it that way. Fanfare and fame, certainly.
They're gonna throw gold at us?
Gold coins raining down.
Gold coins scattered around. No, not quite that much. Jubilos just puffs his chest out and takes it in, and his cadre of bodyguards show up, and yes, indeed, I was there. Slayer of the mighty green dragon, what was his name? His name will be lost to history. And all of you lot remember that it was, in fact, your noble ruler, Cato Sicarius, slayer of this vile beast. And crowd goes up. Bakken eventually makes his way over and sees this and hears this and looks at Cato and like just kind of like cocks his head and smiles, kind of like really, dude? And then nods.
I would hear that because we're in town now.
Yeah.
That is a lie.
And the crowd goes real quiet.
There was honorable combat between our glorious leader, Cato Sicarius, and this fallen dragon. He lost, and the warden and marshal then proceeded to attack the dragon from behind dishonorably and slew it.
From behind? That's a little interpretation that I don't remember. He saw me coming. In fact, he took a big snap at me. It was pretty bad.
He was focused on the duel that he had just prevailed in, the honorable combat that was agreed upon, wherein he held back his attack.
If did you say the honorable combat that was over?
So if somebody's not engaged in honorable combat, then they're free to be saluted.
If they're an enemy, if they're a threat to our kingdom, I believe so. Yes.
Even when you've made an arrangement with them and have an agreement with them.
And what was that agreement? Remind me.
I think implicit in any agreement with a sentient being is the understanding that you won't kill them to get out. Maybe that's just where I come from, rather than the dirty streets that you grew up. But
It's probably
in
true.
the Temple of Abadar, one's word means something.
Well, we're certainly far from there, aren't we?
No, we're not so far, actually. And I gesture to the
shrine.
My shrine.
As this conversation is going on, Bakken like comes sprinting. Basically, like, that is a lie. And then Bakken comes running and just like, do you really need to have this conversation here in front of your entire town?
Yes, we do, because the truth should be known. Because the truth is worth something.
Bakken sighs and walks away.
Truth is that we slayed a dragon.
That much is apparent.
Nothing more needs to be said. The kingdom is safer. All should rejoice. Or did you want to tell the townspeople what you decided that we would do for the dragon?
What I decided was to make an agreement with, and that was also what Cato decided, and what we decided as a group was to make an agreement with a fellow sentient being.
Well, you don't want to tell the details of the agreement. Interesting. Very well. Oleg, are you around?
Oleg he comes to the front of the crowd. Everyone's just like dead silent. Nods.
I have a present for you. And she reaches into her sack and she pulls out a dragon head.
And onto the ground goes the dragon's head.
Think you know where to put that?
He awkwardly comes forward and like one hand on the horn, one hand on like, I guess like the lower jaw, and like picks it up and drags it. Oh no, it's not that heavy. It's about as heavy as horse. He like carries it in his like the crook of both his arms back inside the hog's head.
All right. So we are among our brave and noble townspeople. Does anyone know how to skin a dragon? Need some help with this.
The town just gets kind of quiet, and like about a minute later, people start like going the crowd that has assembled disperses.
Well, you really know how to kill a party.
Artoris, I need a word.
Blood priest.
You can find me in my shrine. I return to my shrine.
I follow.
Everybody else?
Yeah, I'm just gonna be working on, I guess, skinning a dragon.
I'm just gonna be standing in town waiting for this conversation to conclude.
Okay.
I guess Ksenia. I'll ask Ksenia to help because she knows how to do this stuff. I'm lost.
I don't know how I feel about skinning a dragon.
What do you want to do with it? This is a dragon. We could use the claptrap said we could use its hide for armor for our squishier members of the party.
I don't know if they'll wear it though.
Or armor for yourself, Kalira. Certainly there is the moral implication of wearing the skin of something that was arguably smarter than yourself, but we're not super worried about that, I suppose, given that we've now paraded it into... Is he always like that? Pointing in the direction of the shrine.
Yes, he is. He is a very he's a very not fun person.
And you realize how well you could have spun this, yes? It was simple. Morale would have been up for weeks. Legends of Cato Sicarius.
I know. Exactly, but you know, some people have very strange priorities. Mine is the benefit of the kingdom. Some a little more selfish. Go figure. All right, so I can make some armor out of this.
You certainly, certainly you would need a blacksmith, or a leather worker or what even. I'm not entirely. Depends on the age of the dragon, I believe. But yes, you could skin it.
We have a tannery over there. Maybe they can do something with it.
And then you
We do
could
have a
make
tannery.
fine hide armor.
Though we could also build a blacksmith.
Yeah.
Alternatively, the hide would probably go for a little bit of coin.
Yeah.
And on the
I
subject of
think this-
coin, if we could find this thing's lair, we probably find recompense, shall we say,
yes.
for time and trouble, hazard pay.
For what? What did you do? You didn't do
Wait,
anything.
we paid you your hazard pay for the month. What are you
I know,
talking-
I'm not saying my own money, I'm saying our money. I'm saying we just fought a damn dragon and we didn't die to it.
I like the we, because all he did was shout at it.
All he did was put a -2 on its attack rolls, and then Kalira hit it really hard, so it decided to breath weapon.
Gotcha.
Nah.
I thought he actually just yelled at it, like
No, he did.
no mechanical effect.
The specific ability is called, it's a bard archetype that replaces a buff to everyone's attack rolls with a debuff to all the bad guys, as Jubilos just talks shit, basically.
Yeah, that sounds about right. All right. So yeah, we'll take it to the tannery and see what they can do. They might come up with something.
Okay, works for me. And to the shrine.
To the shrine. Arcturus!
I am very glad you're here, because I am wondering how we are going to arrest the warden and the marshal without having a jail built. Plus, we need to figure out the logistics on exactly how that arrest is going to go. I know it will be a little inconvenient. We'll have to figure out who fills their slot for.
There will be no arrests.
I don't understand.
You were completely out of line back there. What the hell was that?
The truth.
Look, I don't approve of what happened either, but you don't seem to understand that you just can't do that.
The truth? I can't tell the truth?
Parade the truth in front of the common people.
That is exactly the thing that should be paraded.
Sell out the nobles of the court. The truth matters, but the truth only matters so far as for when it needs to matter.
You are wrong. We will not sow lies for the purpose of promoting your image. The truth will suffice. Do you not think that you stand enough on the truth? What you have accomplished, what we are continuing to accomplish? We don't need to lie to prop ourselves up.
No, but you tarnish the image and the names of those that you call companions.
The other two, the ones who sullied your honor by engaging a combatant that you agreed an Aldori duel with, who sullies? I mean, they sullied your honor, and if they're the ones who sully your image,
and that is a matter that would be handled within the courts, not in the market square among all the commoners and like people of the village. They don't need to hear that. They don't need to be privy to that.
I fail to see why not. The truth is everybody's business. Particularly when lies are being sown. You heard the little one. Deliberately, sounds like a Kalira idea to go out there and tell a lie and try and twist public opinion with dishonesty. It's exactly the sort of thing she would try to do.
And who does it hurt? It gives the people who have very little excitement and in their lives something to talk about, stories to tell. It gives them a little bit of adventure. It gives them a little excitement in their mundane lives.
You would prefer that people believe good things about you that are untrue, or would you prefer to do enough good things that they have them to believe it?
I care less about them having good things to say about me as having poor things to say about the rest of the court. I don't care that the people know whether or not I killed the dragon. I didn't kill the dragon, and I didn't want to say that I killed the dragon, and I told Kalira not to spin that story, but her and the bard spun it anyway. Whatever. That is something that we can deal with, but to hang them out to dry like that, to air their dirty laundry in front of everyone,
they should know.
That is disrespecting their honor, and we cannot have members of the court disrespecting other members of the court.
then
openly
they
and
should
publicly.
behave in respectful manners. If the truth is what's damaging them, then they should examine themselves, not examine me.
And we handle those types of transgressions
Do
amongst
we? Because they
ourselves.
continue to do it. They should be ashamed, and you should be ashamed for them. Because it's your honor that they attacked.
And what happens when the people no longer believe in the lords that rule over them? They leave.
It's better that we be lords worth ruling than that they believe we are lords worth ruling. If those two are not worth, then they are not worth. And we should replace them sooner rather than later. And on that note, I have an amazing idea that I wanted to pitch to you when we had an opportunity. I've been thinking about establishing an inquisitorial branch to the church. Keep an eye on Kalira.
A faith militant.
Well, you remember I was tasked with making sure that the people she's bringing in are, not
Savory.
like her.
The
And
savory kind that we want to have around, yes.
right. And it would help if I could employ a certain amount of individuals to assist me with that.
I mean, you can run the inquisitorial branch as you deem fit. It is yours to run. You'll have no opposition from me.
I appreciate it. I just wanted you to be in the loop, as always, of what I do. Because unlike some of other generals, I don't just take it upon myself to do things without your consent.
Fine. You will do one thing for me, and then we will not have this discussion again. You will not make public spectacle of your fellow lords again. We will deal with issues as nobles do, but we will not parade it through the streets.
I only ask that I never be a party to a lie.
Kingdoms are built on lies sometimes.
Not ours. You're better than that. We're better than that. Kalira isn't better than that, but we are.
Lies that do not hurt anyone
are still lies.
It's not so much a lie. It's a story. It's a fable. How many stories out there of great champions, beast slayers, giant slayers, dragon slayers? How many of them do you think are strictly true in the way that they are told? I would imagine very few. Embellishments, they are natural. People like stories. They like grand tales of grand heroes defeating deadly enemies. And
then
I guarantee
we should strive to be those heroes, not strive to come up with fake stories. I know you agree with me.
Your heart is in the right place, but your approach is extremely naive. I agree with you. In a perfect world, I would absolutely agree with you. But we don't live in that world. And we can try to make it that world. But, I mean, you have to understand that sometimes spinning a tale is more powerful to the people than the truth.
I will not be a party to lies.
What you see is a lie.
The truth will stand on its own. I have great confidence when clearly this has bothered you on some level as much as it has to me, and that gives me a lot of hope.
I'm not happy with it, but I'm also extremely not happy with how it was handled by you. Like, I can't stress that enough, that I am very, 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 very displeased at the spectacle that was made. And if that happens again, then there will be issues.
If there is no dishonesty, it will never happen again. That is my pledge. And it would have been my pledge had you asked before. But I cannot be a party to a lie.
Then next time, kindly just dismiss yourself in silence.
That is absolutely not. I will not stand by while lies are spread.
then you will be doing a lot of fighting, my friend.
That's a fight
You'll be-
worth having.
You will be, and it will never end. Until you have torn the very trust of these people down to its bare nothingness.
We should be worth. Don't speak to me of trust while you speak to me of lying. Trust is built on truth.
When that truth
I'm the one
matters,
that's building trust.
when that truth matters, when that truth is even like the tale of slaying of a dragon was slain in combat, whether it was honorable or dishonorable. The details are going to be interpreted differently anyway. Regardless of how we share the tale, how bards are going to take this tale and they are going to spin it, and they're going to spin it to all corners of this land, and you aren't going to be able to chase down all of them to ensure that the tales they tell is true. Understand that tales are tales, and they will evolve, they will change, and they will be embellished, and they will be lies by the end of it.
That's hardly a reason
Dirty.
to not try. That's hardly a reason to not stand for truth. Well,
all
you
I'm
can't.
all I'm saying is maybe you should pick your battles, because sometimes
I would be more worried about the individual.
disgracing your peers in public is going to have far-reaching consequences as well.
If they didn't do disgraceful things, then the truth wouldn't be disgraceful. I would have a bigger problem with that, and I do.
And you can. But just understand that regardless of what they do, what you also do in response comes with consequences, and there will be consequences paid for what you did out there, and they will not be good. That's all I have to say.
Will there be consequences for them?
I think you've already done enough.
Please. You can't both weasel out of giving them consequences for what they did with my actions, but then chastise me for my act. If I did you a favor, then you should
didn't,
be
though.
rewarding me.
You didn't do anyone a favor. You didn't
Apparently
do our
I
kingdom a
did,
favor.
because now you don't have to worry about punishing them for sullying your honor. And
they've already been punished. I wish they had been punished in the way that we should have punished them.
the way that we always do, which is you sit them down and you say, don't do that again. You wag your finger at them, and then they continue to do things. And then we go, oh, that Kalira. And then it happens again, and then it happens again, and then she keeps doing. But that punishment's coming. Just you wait. The people deserve to know who she is.
So you're going to declare war against your peers.
Of course not.
'Cause
But
that's
I
what it
will
sounds
always be a
like.
proponent of the truth. If you are declaring a war on truth, then we have an issue. But I can't imagine such a lawful being as yourself would be honestly saying something like that. Or do I
No laws were
mistake you?
broken. Embellishing a tale is not a crime, Inquisitor. As I said, you should put your focus towards more issues that are actually issues.
The truth is an issue. The truth is always an issue. It's perhaps the most important issue. And if they wanted to parade that dragon around and say nothing, that would have been one thing. But to parade the dragon around and spread lies, I cannot abide by that. And if that's going to be a problem, then I would suggest to you that we have deeper issues than what I did. I would suggest that there is perhaps a rot at the moral foundation of our leadership that is getting to you. And I think we know from where it comes.
No. You're missing the crux of the issue. I don't agree with what was done, and I'm not saying that it was right or anything like that. I'm saying that nobles do not turn on each other in the public eye. It just doesn't happen. It's not what we do. And there's a reason we don't do it.
I'm a follower of Abadar long before I am a noble. And on that note, I have some praying to do to hopefully find forgiveness for standing while they murdered that dragon.
Cato just walks away, walks out, leaves you to your prayer.
Okay.
Oof. Well,
I don't know where everybody's at this point. Like, Ione is waiting on the conversation to resolve. The barbarians are dragging a dragon to the tannery.
You can go to Iona because she's waiting for him to come out, I imagine, or she's gonna go in to talk to.
Ashores. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
How are you looking right now, Cato?
I'm, a little worse. I'm looking okay. The hit that took me down literally took me down by my exact hit points. So,
like, what's your expression like?
Oh,
I was a little confused there too.
well, because I'm still looking beat up, physically, but emotionally and mentally, I look furious. Like I'm not smiling, and sort of muttering to myself, like angrily.
All right. As I see you leaving the shrine, I'll kind of intercept. Are you all right?
Does it look like I'm all right? Can you believe that?
You look like shit.
Can you believe that, man? Yes, I feel like shit too, but that's aside from the point.
Sit down. Let me heal you.
I'll be fine. I just need to get some rest. It's nothing but a few bruises. Nothing I haven't dealt with in my many years in the fighting arenas.
I mean, if you don't want my help, but
all right, I guess I won't. I won't turn. I'm just being a little stubborn right now. I appreciate your aid. I sit down.
So I'll start, doing that. And as I'm kind of doing my little ritual, I'll say, you really should keep Cal on a better leash. She seems to think that she rules.
Cal is one of those people who means well and does the worst things. Or Cal is one of those people that do the worst things, but they mean well when they do them.
And is that acceptable to you?
No, but dealing
How
with
many
Cal
times are you going to reprimand her?
I mean, have we really reprimanded her in the past? She hasn't done anything.
We haven't really.
She's skirted the line. She's definitely, she's definitely pushing envelopes, but I wouldn't say that she's done anything illegal, anything to warrant severe punishment. She's definitely done some unsavory and unfavorable things, but nothing that warrants like harsh and firm and harsh punishment.
I'm not suggesting that you imprison her or anything like that, but does she behave in a way that you would want a woman of your court to behave?
Absolutely not. But then again, neither does the Inquisitor.
Well,
they are two ends of the spectrum, and neither truly behave in the way that a noble should behave. I would take
our really knows what it means to be a noble. You're the only one here who does. This is still very new for the rest of us.
Yes, I'm learning that. There's a reason that nobility resolve issues between each other public perception is one of the most powerful things out there. You cannot underestimate the public eye and public perception, not even in the slightest, lest you see yourself dealing with revolts. If even the citizens can never perceive weakness, they can never perceive dishonesty or lies, because that leads to individuals rabble rousing, that leads to malcontent, it leads, well, to dead nobles. Not saying that's what the position Arcturus put us in, but that line of thinking and that line of actions that he pursued today in the wherever it was we were, that's where the inevitable end of that type of behavior leads.
You know, I do agree with you. I think the public perception is important. In a lot of ways, we can't be what we strive to be without them. I think you're in a very difficult position where you have a court amongst you who are expected to act a certain way, behave a certain way, have a certain image. And on the one hand, you have Arcturus, who, yes, is making public matters of private issues. On the other hand, you have Kalira, who thinks she can do whatever the hell she wants, and she walks around this town like a tyrant, just intimidating everybody. I don't know who would want to continue living here with the way she treats everybody, really. Senya and I really, I think,
are the most level-headed.
Sure, but we're also both quite shy. We're not used to being in positions of power. And I don't think that that's much better.
I mean, it's always good to have, varying perspectives. I think what you and Senya bring in your outward sort of experience, not having grown up in noble courts, adds a perspective to this court that can't be understated, as most become echo chambers, and you to sort of prevent that from occurring. So I wouldn't.
Sure, I think we all bring something to the table. We all have very different backgrounds from one another, and that is important. However, I do think it would be maybe good for us to, as a group, learn our place.
It couldn't hurt. Maybe I make too many assumptions and expect too much to be intrinsically already known and understood. Something to think about for sure.
I know, as far as I'm concerned, we did go to school together, but only kind of. The schooling that I received was not about how to present oneself and where to place your silverware.
Don't worry, I still get that wrong from time to time.
It makes so little sense.
It does, really. But that's the world we live in. Don't you dare cross forks and spoons. It's a capital offense.
All I'm saying is I think we would do well to all of us come together and discuss what exactly our role looks like, what we can and cannot do within our positions, and learn how to have a better public image. We need a PR agent.
Well, I'll be honest, I don't think it matters what I say as far as Arcturus is concerned. He seems intent on pursuing public relations the way he feels about it, and I don't
say the same about Kalira.
Yeah. What pains me is I don't disagree with Arcturus. in a perfect world, in a utopian kingdom, what he says, I wish it could be that way. I wish that the truth could just stand on its own, and any thought of bending that truth in any way would be strictly frowned upon and snuffed out. But it's naive and idealistic, and I just don't think he's ever going to understand that.
I've known Artoris for a very long time. Most of my life, in fact. He is a man of the church. He knows the temple, and things are very straightforward in the temple. It's not like the rest of the world. It's not like the city beyond. Kalira, on the other hand, is the exact opposite of that. The problem is they're both extremists.
And what she believes is like what matters. She believes she's doing good as well. I don't think there's a malicious bone in her body in the way she behaves. I think she truly believes, based on her upbringing and experience, that what she does is necessity.
I guess it's true what they say about sex altering your ability to reason.
What does that mean?
Well, you and Kalira, right?
What? Oh God, no. Oh heavens, no. What gave you what could have ever given you that impression?
She said she had been going into your bed chambers, and the two of you flirt constantly.
We did. Put any thought of that out of your mind, as I'm going to attempt to do so myself. That is no. That nothing of the sort has ever or will ever happen. Do not even. Is that what you thought? Is that what all of you think? Cato stands up now. He's taken back and aghast.
I'm pretty sure it's what everybody thinks.
He puts his head to his palm to his forehead and just speak. Oh my, no.
Artoris is right. It's very hard to hide the truth.
It's not the truth. There is no truth here. You're a mess. Ha! I see what you're doing. You had me going there for a minute. Very funny, Ionia. Very funny.
I don't understand. You see what I'm doing? What am I doing?
No, you jest. You're trying to embarrass me. Trying to take me off guard, lighten this dreary and heavy situation with a joke. I appreciate that. But please.
Well, the best jokes are anchored in truth.
Not this one, I'm afraid. Now, can we please drop the subject? It's making me feel ill.
And I wink.
Anyway, I believe you came here to visit your friend, so I will not take up any more of your time. Though if you may please, I don't know if it's possible to get anything past his impenetrable barrier for the truth, but if you can maybe calm him down a little bit, at least that might be in our interest to keep the peace, at least for now. I don't want him marching out of his shrine looking to fetch the head of Kalira tonight.
I mean, I'll do my best to reason with him, but he looks down on me too.
But I feel like he values what you have to say.
Maybe. He values my father's opinion. I don't know about mine.
Well, what is it about his father? What is it about your father that he respects?
Well, he's a priest of Abadar.
Oh, that'll do it.
Yeah, it would.
I was gonna say you should, you should take what.
I should become a priest of Abadar.
I was just gonna say you should take what. You should start to take on traits of what that But no, that might be a little. Yeah, you should join the priesthood. All right. Well, if there's anything else about his character besides his profession that he respects, maybe try to build upon that. Show that you are your father's daughter, and maybe that will.
Ooh, I don't know. My father's a very serious man. I struggle with that.
Well, it was just you do what you feel is best. It was just a fleeting suggestion. Take or
I'm
leave.
gonna keep on being me, but
All right.
so.
Fair enough. Well, then I will leave you to being you. As for me, I need a stiff drink. You know, I've never been a drinker until we moved here.
Kalira.
Until you met Kalira.
And now, I don't think I can go to bed without one.
Yeah, bad woman will do that to you.
And he just not even acknowledging that statement and just have a good night. He gets up and he waltzes away with a bit of a limp.
Okay. So basically, as soon as Kato is out of, like, line of sight of the rest of the party, basically, Bakken turns a corner and just, what in the hell was that?
Who's he saying this to?
To Kato.
Kato.
Oh.
Obviously, we have a lot to talk about. I don't know where to start. Do I start at the dragon fight? Do I start at the high priest publicly shaming his ruler and his sword? I'll let you pick where we start.
Do we have to do this right now?
I'd really like to.
Because I've just spent the last hour trying to figure out this. All right, fine. Fine, let's have at this. What do you want to know?
Everything. Why is there a dragon in the town?
We were
Why was
attacked
there
by a
honorable
dragon.
combat with something that is known for lording and terrorizing its subjects? You are so lucky you missed the soot scales by like 5 hours.
Oh, that would have been
I know.
that would have been a troubling conversation.
Uh-huh.
Maybe we shouldn't mount that helmet where it can be seen openly should the chief ever stop by for an impromptu visit.
The chief is so in love with his dwarf god that I think it'll be fine. I'm just not necessarily sure about every single last kobold that waltzes into
Right.
the town. But
Fair.
at the beginning, where
All
even
right,
did this
at the
thing come
beginning.
from?
It was it set upon us. We were out looking for the troll encampment when we stumbled across a field with a bunch of dead trolls, 50 or so, in fact, and with the smell of chlorine gas in the air. Before we were able to make an escape, it appeared before us. It demanded, well, one could say it was threatening, but in a very civil and diplomatic means. It basically required tribute and sacrifice in exchange for our lives. Won't get into too many of the nitty-gritty details, but discussion eventually led to combat, which led to a dead dragon.
Okay, fair enough. Why is that a problem?
The dragon, I think, tried to prey upon my pride and challenged me to single combat, promising it would refrain from using any of its supernatural abilities. It would simply be, 1-to-1, but not to the death, simply to... I think it was just a show of he was curious, maybe, just a show of his superiority. I'm not sure exactly what his motives were, but me being getting caught up in the moment, accepted the match. I was defeated, as you would expect. And as I laid there and consciousness left me, it appears that my companions, namely Kalira and Senya, decided to assault the dragon after I had fallen, taking it out. Now, what Arcturus seems to be so hung up on is the fact that it was agreed upon, should the dragon defeat me, that that we would essentially, well, there were agreements that we would, I won't say do its bidding, but come to some sort of compromise. I don't know. It's still very fuzzy, as I took a pretty nasty blow to the head. Long story short, the others descended upon him in a murderous rage and killed him, and Kalira started spinning a story about how I defeated it in the single combat, even though I did not, and Arcturus took displeasure with that and took displeasure with the fact that they attacked it after the honorable duel had been concluded. And there's just a lot of disagreements on what happened and how it was handled. And of course, Arcturus, though I don't disagree with his stance, it drives me absolutely mental that he would make a public issue out of what happened. And I'm as angry as I've ever been at him. It's taking everything in my power right now not to go and wring his neck, but
And I
I'm
don't
trying to
blame
let
you.
cool heads prevail. I'm trying to let cooler heads prevail here before I do anything rash.
Do you think we need to talk to everyone about this? Because from the way I see it, one, I don't know if I would trust a green dragon as far as I could throw him, and I can't... Look at me! I can't barely lift his claw, let alone... You understand the analogy I'm putting out here? Anything that powerful tries to make a deal with you, it's only going to leverage it in the dragon's favor. It is literally in the nature of this beast to pull one over on us. Matter of fact, if there was a green dragon in our midst, I have to wonder if we don't want to patrol the Tuskwater a little more for whatever else might be lurking in the depths.
Right.
Two, I shouldn't... Are you okay?
I have felt better, but I've definitely felt worse. So
How did you do?
I'm fine. I mean, I did all right, considering.
Ooh, bluff check.
I did some
You did do
considerable
all right.
out of
I'm
character.
just messing around.
Damage. I definitely softened him up for you guys. I don't think any of you would have done in better, given a... Well, maybe Kalira might have been able to. He got some pretty...
Maybe
I
the
know
better
you both
question is, how long did you last? Because I'm not quite a student of nature in the sense of, and like waves broadly in the direction of the tannery, so far as dragons go. But I've definitely seen them smaller than that, and that one looks big enough to have made breakfast out of you, and it didn't happen. And that in and
Well-
of itself is to be commended. Did you win? Apparently not. But you lasted longer than I think you thought you would. And I am proud of you.
Oh, I appreciate that. Though for what it's worth, I do think that he didn't exactly take me seriously at the beginning and lasted a lot longer than I would have had he done so.
Of course not. He thinks he has the upper hand this entire time. He's used to, I assume, based on what I'm hearing, preying on trolls and travelers and troll travelers and everything else in and of itself. Unchallenged,
That is
unchecked. It's going to inflate his ego. Honestly, it's probably not for the worst that it came out now. Yeah, granted, you could lie a little, and you could come back, Cato, the slayer of dragons, and all of the people would hear this, and they would rejoice, and you would develop a reputation. But then what happens when someone petitions the court to have mighty Cato, the dragon slayer, go slay the bigger one? Right? Pride cometh before the fall. In our case, it was mostly the fall, but there's nowhere else to go down from here. It's only up.
Right. I don't know what to think at this point. It's become such a complicated situation.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You are absolutely, he pinches his nose, not wrong at all. Did Cato ever get his sword back?
Kalira
Nope.
hasn't.
And where in the hells is your weapon?
In the hands of the warden.
Is there a particular reason why you would do that? I have spent more time than I care to remember teaching you how to not stab yourself with that thing. And you
I
give it
would
to
say-
Kalira.
I'm going to go retrieve it soon. I don't know. It was impulsive in the moment. I was angry, and she was being belligerent, and so I threw it at her.
Makes sense, I suppose. Just
Since that was the wager, the wager was the dragon defeated me. He got my sword. He would take my sword.
now you see
And
that's the
since
thing about
Kalira-
dragons, and the thing about you, Cato Sicarius, you are a ruler. Sword could mean, and he taps his own sword hanging at his hip. It could mean the arm of your military as a metaphor. It could mean basically whatever the dragon wanted.
I see.
As long as you're fine, I'm fine. Do you want me to go talk to anyone, or can I go to
I will survive. My concern is with the people and their what they are currently thinking. People gossip and people talk, and the spectacle that happened earlier today is definitely going to be the butt of many a joke and the discussion of many gossiping wives, and I don't know how to handle that.
Certainly there's going to be a scandal over this, yes. Whether it be that Cato is hiding behind people that are less Aldori than he, or Cato can't keep his dogs in line, or the High Priest is actually the one running the show, or that Cato's not brave enough to kill a dragon on his own, or that Arcturus is secretly a worshiper of the dragon gods. It's gonna be a long couple of months as we get out in front of this narrative.
I just hope it doesn't get sabotaged further, though I don't think he would. I think he's spoken his truth. I just hope he doesn't attempt to fight our damage control.
And I suppose ultimately that's for the best. Far be it from us to let the poor man let this sit on him for a year or two, and then you come back and you realize he's gone from absolute law and order to absolute law and order at Asmodeus' lash.
Asmodeus.
Is there anything I can do?
Anything you could do would be appreciated. You seem to have the ear of the people.
And I'm given to understand you're paying the gnome to be a member of your court.
Yes.
You realize I'd do it free.
Oh.
Here it comes.
I'm not saying that Jubilost needs to be run off. Frankly, he's quite endearing. I like him. But I can do more than just be your trainer. I can do that for an hour in the morning, and then I can come back and bean count, or I can come back and... how do you spin the public eye in the way you want to spin the public eye without lying? That one's beyond me. You're gonna have to figure that one out on your own. I got nothing. Not a damn thing. But I can't apply myself to it.
Why don't you join us next Kingdom Day?
Count on it.
And yeah, we will discuss this at greater lengths for sure.
Okay.
That's me just putting this conversation up. As for the immediate matter at hand, what are they doing with the dragon right now?
As I understand, they're skinning the thing.
And the head?
I believe they've mounted it at Oleg's.
Yeah.
Again, there's probably going to be some kobold that thinks you've mounted either his god or his long-lost cousin, one or the other, probably both.
I think that is probably our an immediate pressing issue. We should. I'm going to have that taken down.
That makes sense. I suppose I'll ask before we go any further here. Are we okay with the skinning of the dragon? Because if we are, there are certainly some vital organs, bodily fluids, things of that nature that I would be more than a little happy to get my hands on. I'm not going to go just corpse robbing.
Sure.
I'll ask for it. Great. And I'm going to go do that now, because I've been waiting to do that basically this whole time, and then this whole thing blew up.
Fair enough. Go speak to, would it be Ionia? She's the one who handles our loot, technically. I'm sure she can, she's going to be the one handling the hide when it comes off, and I guess, yeah.
He nods. Certainly I can make enough acid to flush a troll out of wherever it is a troll is handing.
Very good. Yeah, speak to Ionia. I'm sure she can get you set up as part of the distribution of this creature's goods. Bodily parts as goods.
Good enough for me. I mean, it's a very awkward turn of events. The creature is sentient. If you tell another green dragon this, that green dragon's probably going to be a little peeved about it, and then we're going to get more dragon parts, I suppose. I don't know.
Well, considering what this thing tried to impose upon us, I have a difficult time empathizing.
As well you should. Honestly, this is probably best case scenario, is you softened it up, and then Kalira did what Kalira does best. Kalira smash.
Oh, Senya had a hand in it as well. I think everyone really.
Is there a particular reason that we were not upset with Senya then?
I mean, I'm not upset with. Kalira began the charge. Let's just put it that way. Senya, if nothing else, just followed.
How you know?
Oh, I guess I don't know. I was unconscious.
It does seem slightly hypocritical. By Artoris' own logic, Senya is also just as guilty.
I've been saying them. I've been including both of them.
Good, go back to your shrine. I don't know this. My name is Bakken.
I mean, it might be good to ask Senya why.
Yeah, that's a good call. That's a good idea.
I don't know
Ask
how
some
you want to
questions.
handle this. I will be present when logistics are being logisticized, and we will go from there, I suppose.
I guess there's no avoiding it. We need to have a statement. What do they call it? What's the medieval version of like a press conference?
A public address?
A public address. Sooner rather than later. It's probably not a bad idea.
Not the worst idea at all.
Yeah.
Hope we don't do ours during primetime TV.
The Super Bowl's right around the corner.
You know?
But before we do that, I have to make sure that Artoris isn't going to come running out of the, out of the
Throw
stands,
acid at him.
screaming like this is
got my
lie."
hands full of acid glands right here. I got a handful of them.
Well,
I'm
that's
just
the
gonna
thing.
toss them at it.
If you want to work with Artoris, you must respect the will of Artoris, and through him, the will of his deity. If you want to work with Kalira, sometimes things are going to get a little messy.
It's balancing the two sides. Not to get all Abadarian, but it's like
No, you indeed
Scale.
are balancing the scales. You are completely
Balancing.
correct.
a scale with two extremely heavy weights on each side.
Mm-hmm. In any case, as long as you're fine, that's the
I will
concern.
survive.
Good
My
enough.
concern is with the kingdom.
As a
So-
ruler should be. And he tips his fedora, and he doesn't have a fedora because I did
No.
the tip your hat, and I realized I was Malay.
I'm gonna go find Kalira and get my sword back.
Okay. As the conversation is going on, Ionia, there's an old woman who has not, as the crowd dispersed, she hasn't really gone anywhere. She's kind of making, trying to hide, but mostly is just standing off to the side, hoping no one notices her. And
Do
you
I know her?
You do not.
She's I've met most of the people that have come through here, right? It's
Yeah,
pretty
the
small.
population of Rooston is so small. You probably know everyone and probably know first and last names. And that's before the fact that you guys are tracking a census.
Okay. And she's where trying to be unseen?
Perhaps 45, 50 feet away from you. Just kind of trying to look not suspicious.
I'm just gonna casually walk in that direction, and then when I'm walking past her, I'll stop and I'll turn and I'll look at her and I'll say, "Oh, hello. I don't believe we've met."
Oh, we have! I just sometimes wear a hat! And the hat is removed and Amalia's disguise goes away. Unfortunately, I still have to make the old lady voice. The magic's not that good, but... Hi. What just happened?
Oh boy.
Which
Is there a nice place in town to go sit and talk somewhere maybe near the docks or something? I don't know.
Yeah, you would know of all of the, it's your town, you'd know. You probably built it.
I mean, the
Alright.
piers get work on. I mean, it's probably half done.
Yeah, it's under construction. I'll start kind of I'll motion for her to follow me and start walking towards, I don't know, some nice kind of quiet place to sit. And I'm sorry, she said, "What's going on?"
Yeah,
What was the question?
just kind of a general WTF thrown at the room.
Well, you see, we had decided to go investigate the trolls. And we actually had stopped by your place. We were trying to find you. You weren't there. I imagine you must have been here.
She nods.
Well, that was a little, wrong place, wrong time, I guess. Anyways, Long story short, we killed a dragon. And by we, I mean mostly Kato had an honorable duel with the dragon, kind of softened it up. Kato lost that duel. And then Senya and Kalira just charged in and mopped up. And that brings us to current, pretty much.
That brings us to when you brought a dragon back to your own town, paraded your victory, and then got that victory parade rained on, and now What? Why did that happen? Is this normal with you, with the rulers in your part of the world? Is there some unresolved tension between the 5 of you?
There is. Yep. I guess I jumped the gun there a little bit. This is not normal behavior for other people. It is absolutely normal behavior for us.
Okay, that's fair.
So yeah, it is so much fun. So much fun to deal with.
And the words you've used are honorable duel, and I see a green dragon. Yes?
Correct.
In what universe did you think that would be honorable? You're smart, right? You understand that one of 2 scenarios is probably the dragon wins the duel, eats Kato, kills all of you, or does whatever else it wants. Do you realize how fast the top flying speed of one of those things is? And that's a small one, which means it's kind of a little faster. Or Kato wins, it surrenders, and then flies away to lick its wounds and brood until it realizes it's mad about it, and then, well, we're all melted. I suppose it would have been really nice for the troll problem, but it is what it is.
I don't know, it seemed decent at the time, I guess. It didn't use the full scope of its abilities. When Kato fell, it did cease its attacks until, that is, Kalira and Senya charged in. Regardless, I am but a treasurer. I don't make these calls, so, I just watched and ate some snacks. Here, would you like some?
Yeah! And she takes a snack.
Why do you always have snacks? Is that your rations? Just snacks?
Yeah, we've got a lot of, jerky and, probably berries. I collect things as we travel through. Don't judge me.
Ionia's metabolism's real weird. She's constantly eating, but never more than 50 calories at a time.
She's one of those hippie chicks that just makes her own trail mix and just has bags of it. Just like, hey, you want some trail mix?
I make my own
Pretty
trail
much, yeah.
mix. Hey now.
It's just IRL, that's how my metabolism is, that's how I eat, so that's that's what makes sense to me. I don't know. Get off my case about it, man. Enjoy the jerky.
Enjoy your jerkies. Yeah, she takes the jerky and she begins to chew on it. This is quite good. Yeah, no,
Yeah, I think Senya makes it.
Splendid. In any case, time is passing. It's one thing to be concerned about a group of people who are going to kick you out of your house and then build their own houses over top of it, but it's another thing to be concerned that then that group of people is going to do this constantly.
Sounds like you want a place on our council.
Not necessarily. No, I wouldn't go that far. Frankly, I don't know if I trust Kato well enough to work for him.
That's fair. I don't know that I trust him either.
Jubilost is great.
What the
He is, isn't he? He is just a gem.
He is a
How have I
treasure.
ever shown to not be trustworthy? What is this nonsense? Wait, I'm not here.
I don't know. Perhaps
I'm
you
not
showed up on my doorstep and said, "Hi, I'll take my tax money now."
Looks like she's not gonna take that courtesan spot. Sorry, dude.
No,
Hey,
Consort. Sorry.
That ship hasn't sailed yet. Don't just. Sometimes it just takes a little work.
Sure.
I don't have any. I don't want to work for you. I'm beginning to wonder if it's even safe for me to live out here. Not because you people are colonizing, but because what?
There is all sorts of crazy things going on down here.
And has this happened in the past? The in-party fighting.
Well, it's happened, let me count, just about every day over the past, what's it been now, almost a year.
And the long-term sustainability of something like this is what? Again, I'm not. I left the politics behind a long time ago.
Yeah, it's never really been my forte either.
Fair enough. But if this is a thing, that's all I needed to know. Thank you for being honest with me. I'm gonna head home now. And she steps back and then is no longer there.
Okay, bye. Oh god, it was nice having someone to talk to.
I had a
All right,
friend.
well,
A friend is gonna move away forever now.
Well, do we time skip to the next day at this point, or does anybody else have anything they wanted to do?
Now, did you want to talk to Ksenia or no?
Yeah, I think that was the thing.
Well, first I'm going to back to Oleg's to bring down the dragon head.
All right. Oleg is a little dejected, but so it was.
Is Cal there defending her right to have a dragon head mounted?
I don't know. Would I still be at the tannery? Because if not, I would be there drinking.
I feel like if you are interested in the process of leatherwork, you're at the tannery. Then you're
No.
And so it was. It's the best
So I'm
forge
gonna
in all the stolen lands.
All right, so I'll come in, see Oleg, see Kalira, and say, as much as this trophy, as glorious as this trophy is, we're going to have it removed immediately.
Why?
It's Kalira stuffing her face.
Use that peanut between your ears. What do you think's going to happen when the kobolds come around to visit and they see that hanging on the wall?
Well, one, kobolds fear dragons. We
They
kill
worship
dragons. Fine, same difference. Then they will understand that we stand higher than their stupid dragons.
that. It may play out that way, or it may play out that they go running home screaming murderers, and the next thing we know, we have a kobold army at our doorsteps.
Fine. I don't care. I just thought it would be something fun for Oleg. But, I don't know. I'll take it back to my room. Unless you think kobolds are coming into my room.
You can take it into your room all you like. Just don't invite any kobolds inside.
It's not a problem.
So Oleg can get any head cheese out of it that he wants first, if he hasn't already done so.
Yeah, I assume he's probably in the process of working on it, much to Bakin's dismay.
Perfect. Yeah, as long as it's not in
Dragon Brain
public.
is probably a good alchemical reagent.
As long as it's not in public sight, it's fine. You do whatever you want with it.
Okay.
With that said, Kalira,
Yeah.
you and the priest need to have a talk.
What do I need to talk about to the blood priest about exactly?
You can also hear my distant laughter at the idea too.
Somewhere
in the distance.
Altaris is laughing.
I cannot have the two of you so directly opposed to each other every waking moment. It doesn't matter if you're right. It doesn't matter if he's right. The fact that there is conflict there and constant conflict undermines us. It undermines our image. And it brings into question whether or not we are capable of ruling these people.
I don't recall being in opposition of him directly. I do recall many instances of him being in opposition of me.
You can't
Personally.
have one together.
So if anyone needs to have a conversation, it is he with I. And I seriously doubt he's going to do that, so here we are. I'm going to eat my porridge now.
Also, I want my sword back.
What? You mean the sword that you lost in the duel? Are you
didn't-
sure? Will
I
your
didn't lose
honor
it.
be able to handle it?
I didn't lose to you, but if you want to take this out to the courtyard,
Oh, okay. You wanna duel me for it?
when I'm rested, I'm still a little beat up. But
When
anytime,
Kato has more than 10 HP, maybe.
Look, listen, Fop. I didn't want to keep your sword. I was just taking it so you wouldn't feel bad about getting your ass kicked. But if you want it back, you can come get it. Yeah. She takes out the sword, still in the sheath, and she places it in front of her. Go on, take it.
he grabs it,
See,
examines
now,
it to make sure you didn't do anything to it.
see, now was that so tough? When there's things you want, you go and take them, right?
This conversation's not over. And he
I'll
walks
take
out.
that as a yes.
How am I going to deal with you two?
I so deeply loathe your character, Tibor. It's like actually. It hurts me.
Yeah, it's
Just want you to know that.
there's part of it I like though, but like from a hate it like I hate it so much I like it, you know.
Yeah.
Like from an outside perspective, not in character, but like out of character.
She's a good foil.
Yeah, definitely one of those. And then finally, what else was it? I think that's it.
You
Okay.
made the rounds.
I think I made the rounds.
Sorry, Ksenia.
Oh, Senya.
She's sitting right there. Right there.
I know, I take it for granted. What's Senya
I
do?
feel like people sometimes forget I exist.
I don't.
I
worry.
don't.
Senya, what are you doing?
I guess I'm at the tannery facilitating the skinning of the dragon.
That makes sense. Was Bakken headed over there too? Because he wanted to get a look at the dragon innards, right?
Yeah, Bakken is there as well.
Oh,
As
perfect.
Kato arrives, Bakken is just, no, I get you looking at whoever works at the tannery. Just, no, you fool! No, that is the ballast organ. That is not for leather. No, bad tanner. And he like very delicately cuts out it looks like a deflated balloon inside the dragon and jams it away in a bag of holding. And I believe it's, I'm not sure. I think it's this organ is what generates the acid. I'm just gonna take it all. And starts cutting in.
I'm gonna just take the whole thing.
Yeah, I'll just give you it.
Taking a page out of Kalira's book.
You
Yeah.
can have the skin. I'm going to take everything that's not skin. Muscle. Well, I guess you probably... Does Kalira want to eat this thing? Is that part of her... Like, is that part of the code of... I don't understand honor, clearly.
I'm not eating any of it, he says as he hears you say that.
What do you mean you don't want to eat the dragon head cheese that...
I mean, if I don't know it's there, well, what can you do? But I actually here to see Senya. I wasn't sure where I would find you, but I thought this would be the best first place to look.
I'm like, I'm supervising the skinning, and I'm like, kind of like not really looking at anyone, but like, here I am.
So I can't trust Kalira. I don't feel like I can really trust anyone. Everyone seems to have their own interests at play when they try to tell me what happened. You seem neutral, though you may yet prove me wrong on that. Can you tell me what happened with the dragon after I went down? The true story, the real story.
The truth, my lord, is that you were bested by a creature that was vastly more powerful than you, and it didn't seem to.
Yes. I'm aware of my fault, my failing, and I feel like I will be hearing about this for weeks to come. But could you please get on to the point after that?
And it was toying with us. It made veiled threats, and I've heard those threats before, and I've seen the consequences of not taking those threats seriously enough that I made a decision. It seemed like a good opportunity to cut the snake's head off, if you will, before it grew too large.
Bakken is doing his very best to make it look like he's not paying attention, but as Sene is talking, he is kind of just nodding, processing organs, nodding.
When you say veiled threats, you mean when he was trying to negotiate with us?
That wasn't a negotiation, my lord. Who makes a argument to not go and rampage if you do a thing for them? That doesn't seem like a negotiation. That seems like a threat to me.
An ultimatum, more than anything.
Exactly.
And from what I've learned from Bakken here, I know you're listening, so you don't have to hide it.
Okay, I figured I would ask if you wanted my 2 cents on this one, but okay, sure.
But from what I've learned from Bakken over here is you can't trust these as far as you can throw them. Given the size, I probably couldn't throw him very far.
There is, in fact, a line between turning a corner and here are, say, the soot scales, for example, or the mites under the old sycamore, and then turning a different corner, and here's something that's much bigger than you are and making overt threats to eat you. I'm not saying that things aren't always as they appear, but I am saying that, frankly, if Senia's telling the truth and this thing threatened you, I'm kind of surprised you didn't just sick everyone on it from jump.
Yes, well, some of our party were talked me out of it, so to speak. But that was my first instinct, and I should have followed it. That's what happens.
And pray tell, my lord, who in their right mind agrees to send their, for whatever petty crime was done, to send them out, to cast them out into the woods to be eaten by a dragon? That seems like a very unbalanced punishment.
Wait, what?
It wasn't a real. Do not pay this any mind. It was
no,
not
I'm paying it a lot of mind.
It was not a. It was simply to. So, the plan, so to speak, was to agree to its terms so that we could return, possibly in greater force. We had no intention of actually offering it sacrifices, but it's what it wanted to hear. It's what it was asking for.
So what
Good,
you're telling me
shiny
is you weren't
people.
being truthful.
We were being. The
It also
decision
wasn't
was
just petty crimes. That's not true.
Yeah, that's a bit of a misrepresentation. But with that said, thanks Arcturus calling down from his
It's
tower.
my spirit from above. Yeah.
Arcturus is just projecting the will of Abadar.
Force
Yes,
ghost
there was-
over there.
I mean, I feel like all aspects of the discussion that we were having with the dragon were none of it was really truly negotiation. There was veiled threats. There was, call it appeasement to terms with no intention to follow through. It was really just a game. It was basically an attempt to come out the other side of the encounter in the most favorable position possible. And I was convinced, instead of fighting it there and now, that we should say what it wants to hear so that we could put ourselves in a more advantageous position to deal with it at a later time. However, I should have gone with my first instinct, and we should have just dealt with it, which we ended up doing anyway, it looked like. So ultimately, it was a whole bunch of hoopla for nothing, and now we have...
Might I give my 2 cents
Of course.
of wisdom? My old chieftain once tried to appease and said things that thought things wanted to be heard, but that did not end up well for my tribe. I hope you understand.
I think I can. Or
I
think
assume you mean in relation to the Tiger Lords.
I nod.
Bakken gets quiet.
we all get quiet.
Clearly, I
It gets
touched
it gets very awkward.
Lydia saves the day again. Just go ahead and admit it. She saved the day. It's fine.
Didn't.
I
Saved
sigh.
the day.
Senya sighs, and regardless, I made a decision, and I stand by it. Whether people think it was the right one or not, I don't care.
That, milady, is your first mistake. You made the right decision. I would agree with you there. But not caring what people think, we can't have that.
That's
He just
basically
kind of-
about 30% of being in charge of this many people. Is
He
it's
just
kind of
gives you
important.
he just gives you kind of like a wink. Like he's saying that playfully, not like truly critically. He's just kind of like, we can't have that. Not caring what people think. You're a noble now. He gives you like a wink and a nudge.
Senya kind of does a side smirk secretly. She does kind of care.
Aw.
She does kind of care secretly.
Of course she does. No one who says I don't care what people think actually don't care what people think. It's just an
Except
act.
for Kalira.
Except for Clear. Nah, even Clear, I feel like cares what some. I'm sure there's someone out there who she cares what they think.
Of course.
Backing
Fine.
rest off.
With that said, we're gonna have to get, as Bakken so eloquently put to me earlier, we're gonna have to get ahead of the story. I pray to Abadar that our Inquisitor doesn't continue to try to sabotage our image. Despite his best impressions, he wields the ability to do so much damage and prevent us from doing
Very
this.
well, my lord. I shall fall on that sword myself.
Whoa,
I
whoa, whoa,
shall-
whoa, 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 whoa! If the Abadaran says that you should do that, don't do that.
Wait, what? Fall on what sword?
Well, she uses a ransom.
I was speaking figuratively.
Okay,
If the
good.
Abadar wants the truth to come out, I will own up to the fact that I dishonorably
No,
made
that's
that
not what.
decision.
That's not what I mean. We need to set this. We need to position this to save face, not to further disgrace. That is the utmost importance right now. The commoners, they care about the truth. I won't say that the commoners don't care about the truth, but they care about gossip, whether it's good or bad, so much more. They take what they hear and they run with it, and they talk, and it changes. They play telephone with it, and the story changes and warps. And if you start with a story of lies and betrayal and dishonor, it's going to develop into, those traits of the story are going to develop, and as it spreads, become even less and less. What's the word I'm looking for? It'll
Realistic?
look less. No, like good on us. Like we're gonna look worse and worse, basically, as the story picks up speed and momentum. We need to craft a story that with a positive spin, so that when the tale is told, it doesn't make us look like an incapable and interfighting group of misfits that can't, that are not fit to.
Tell their heads from their backsides.
Yes, eloquently put.
What can I say? I didn't exactly want to be a nobleman, but here we are.
Flattering, that's what I was trying to say. They're going to spin tales that'll be even that won't be very flattering of us if we don't get ahead of this and try to spin a positive tale in its place. All they want is something to talk about, to gossip about, to give their lives excitement and meaning. So we'll give them that. We need to give them a tale. But we need to do it soon. And I need to... I guess we have to have another talk with the priest. Because clearly anything we say needs to be met with his approval. Otherwise, we're just going to have another public outburst. So I don't know how to handle this. For the first time, I actually feel completely uncertain on how to proceed.
Okay.
And there you have Kato's reflection for
Next
Next.
time. Okay. Anybody else got anything they want to do tonight?
Oh yeah, I want to tell Bakken. I need a wagon, a cart,
Oh my god.
cart. Like
Here we
one of
go.
the like a 10x10.
Part 3 of the scheme.
You think you could get that for me?
I can certainly arrange it.
You mean Oleg?
I mean, Oleg. What did I say? Bakken?
You
Weird.
did.
They're all played by the same person. That's the problem. Yes,
Tommy,
I need
get
a-
me
I
a
need a-
goddamn wagon.
I need a cart. Not too big, and that I can strap to the old blood song out there. She'll How long do you think that'll take?
Should probably have it, assuming it doesn't get again attacked by the Tiger Lords. Well, around that day you all disappear and figure out affairs and events. Around that day.
All right. How much do I owe for it?
The fine question. To the SRT.
How much do we have in... Do we know how much offhand, how much we have in Kingdom Funds right now? Or do I need to...
Yes, 3,000 something.
3,000.
Just a
Yeah.
cart.
How much were those...
Yeah, just a cart.
7 gold.
How much were those big horses that we lost?
300 each.
300 each, right? Okay.
Mm.
We need 2 more. We need 2 heavy horses for those... for that carriage. We just have a carriage with a chest on top and nothing to pull it.
Chester's really
I
not
got 2
carrying his
war
weight.
horses if you really want it, and you can just strap the war horses on there.
I thought those were regular horses.
They could still pull a cart.
They can, but
I mean, a carriage.
those are our riding horses, though.
That's true.
The idea is that you ride one, Senya rides one.
15 gold, though. Gets
15
you a
gold.
cart. I said 7,
Done.
but I forget Bakken gets a cut anyway. So,
Done and done.
alrighty. Anybody else got anything they want
Is
to
that
do?
coming out of your purse? Because that ain't coming out of Kingdom Funds.
Well, duh.
Okay.
Where
We're not funding whatever mischievous little scheme you have here. Though I can't wait to see it. I'm actually kind of excited to see where this leads.
where were Kato and Senya talking?
Tannery. At the
Indeed, at the
tannery.
tannery.
Okay.
Was it
No
a
follow
loser?
up. No follow up to that.
Well, no. If you guys were somewhere, a little more normal, I was maybe gonna barge in, but
Aw.
I don't know.
Tannery
what I
smells
do.
nasty.
Like,
Tannery
where
smells-
do I want to go at 10 p.m. at night? I know, the tannery.
Yeah.
Is it 10 p.m.?
It's probably pretty late at this point. It was
Mhm.
the sun is almost down by the time you get back, and then all of
In fact, I only went to the tannery because that was my first guess on where I would find Senya.
Yeah,
didn't
I
go
was
there.
just throwing out a random time, by the way.
I wasn't actually going to the tannery because I want to be at a tannery.
Well, where I might go is Oleg's, so Cal is there, right?
Mhm.
I was always there, slurping down porridge and beer.
All right. I'll walk in. I've got a map, and I'm holding it in front of me, kind of at a little bit of an angle. And I'm gonna walk in and kind of keeping that map flat, put it on the table in front of me, motion to Oleg for a bowl of porridge, and then I'm gonna kind of nudge Kalira. There's an abandoned keep right here. When are we
Yeah.
doing that?
I don't know. I mean, I guess didn't you want to do the tower thing, or is that have you lost interest in the tower?
No, I'm still interested in the tower, but dragons have things. We have an abandoned keep. The
Yeah,
dragon
true.
was probably living in the abandoned keep. If not, we know it's somewhere in the other half of the forest. We haven't explored yet. I think that's
Good
our best bet.
You
I am
know,
now interested in the abandoned keep.
that hadn't occurred to me, but yeah, that does make sense. It also could be a good staging ground if we were to make a raid on the trolls.
Yeah, they're still a thing. Most of them are dead, but that just means
Oh yeah, the main quest.
our ability to
So,
their camp is actually significantly improved.
And
now that
so-
you know, we built our first settlement on somewhat of another keep, so it might be we're scouting for maybe where our next settlement goes.
we can't for a year in that direction.
It's
That's
in
a-
the opposite direction from her.
It's this. We said southwest from our current.
Okay, well,
What? No, we could.
you're
we
not
could
even
build...
here.
Yeah,
We can
hush
settle
up.
here.
I'm talking
Hush
to Kalira.
Yeah, okay.
Oh yeah, that's.
I like
fine.
how
I'm not
that's come
even-
up like 4 times this
I know,
session.
right?
You're not even here. Shut the hell up. Let me roleplay.
Sorry. Bye.
Sorry,
Kato goes
I'll see
flies
myself
away.
out. Kato goes back to his body.
Yeah, that's actually not a bad idea. I mean, we could, yeah, let's. I did. The rest of them didn't really seem too interested on dealing with those ghosts floating around that tower anyway. So, abandoned keeps don't have ghosts in them, right?
It didn't sound that way. It sounded like Jubilee scouted.
Wait
this
a minute,
place.
you're trying to trick me. Because I know for a fact abandoned keeps have ghosts in them. That was a test, and you failed, witch.
Ionia raises an eyebrow, like stops what she's doing and just raises an eyebrow at Clear with like a spoon still kind of hanging out of her mouth.
Never mind. Okay, fine. When do you want to go?
Even if there are ghosts, don't you want to like go do something about them? You don't like that kind of thing, right? So we've got to go clear out the ghosts. I don't know.
I think you have a fundamental misunderstanding on how I work.
I think you have a fundamental misunderstanding of how I work, so I guess we're even.
Look, things I don't like, I kill. Yes, granted. But I don't go looking to fight them. I don't want to be around things that I don't like. But when they're around me, I feel obligated to cut them in half.
Well, I feel obligated to go find whatever secrets and treasures might be in this abandoned keep. And if you slice open a few ghosts along the way, then I guess so be it, right?
Yeah, it's a thing to do.
Yeah, it is a thing to do, isn't it?
Can't argue with that.
You know, this is the most we've ever really talked.
Yes, it's uncertainly.
A little
Wow.
unpleasant, but at least the porridge is good.
It's true. You don't the other witch, the noble witch.
One more time,
You
all
scared
I heard was which.
Yeah, the noble witch. You scare me more than her. Just so we're clear.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm flattered.
Don't
Thanks.
be. This means you're a threat. That's all.
I didn't know you thought of me that way.
Of course I did. What do you mean?
I mean, I
Did you
knew
think of-
you thought I was a witch. I didn't think you thought that I was threatening.
What? What? Of course. Why do you think I always try to scare you all the time? Like if you're not afraid of me, what's stopping you from cursing me, turning me into a frog or something?
I think I'd be more inclined to turn you into a frog if I was afraid of you, because frogs really aren't that scary.
Yeah, but if you mess up, I cut you in half, right?
Did you say turn into an elephant?
No, I said, but if you mess up, I cut you in half, right?
Oh, well.
See?
I guess there's that.
See? Yeah, see?
I mean, I can't turn you into anything, so there is that too.
I'm not sure I believe that.
Yeah, it's probably smart not to.
Can't trust a witch. Oh, this is great.
Anything else? Yeah.
We've got 20 minutes left. I'm just killing time, so.
Who wants to go talk to the priest? That would be
Speaking of the
helpful.
priest, during the vigil, I guess I'm assuming that's where Artoris is as this is going on, is just sitting in church. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so not super long after. Actually, no, it's probably about an hour after Cato leaves. There is behind you. There is a brilliant flash out of nowhere of white light. And then it sounds like a mechanical whirring in perfect time. Like there's 5 different sets of gears spinning, but they're all spinning in complete time with each other. And a knowledge religion check appears behind you.
Damn knowledge. Sure you don't want a wisdom-based check?
Some kind of wisdom religion.
Wisdom religion. The creature is... it's probably about the size of a cat, give or take. Looks like a sphere of bronze and copper with one eye set in this, like, smack in the center of this sphere of swirling gears with a couple of wings that pop out that seem to be mechanical as well as the clawed hands. What you're looking at is an inevitable. They are creatures of pure law that live in the golden city of Axis, the servitors of Abadar.
Oh, not Thanos? Okay.
Not
I was just
Thanos.
gonna say, it's an inevitable, and
It
I am
is.
Iron Man.
Inevitable. This inevitable is Iron Man. This one in particular is an arbiter. The eyes, ears, diplomats, scouts of Abadar's city.
I mean, if
Wow.
I wasn't already on my knees, I am now.
Rise Inquisitor
To be clear,
flies over.
I do as he commands.
You've really got it cut out for you, huh?
I'm doing my best.
I understand. It must be hard in this place that sensors indicate that it would smell bad in most of this town, to say nothing of your trials and tribulations with and its arms are like perhaps as big as like 2 of your fingers, and then they terminate in a claw, but it tries to flex anyway. It doing so, it kind of just makes a caricature of itself. It's just like, around all these flex muscle-bound fools. Abadar has seen this. Abadar has seen fit to send me to help watch over things, if you would take me.
I would never refuse from Abadar himself.
The Arbiter nods, and as he does so, his whole body kind of just like rolls completely around.
I'm picturing the Arbiter from Halo right now.
It's actually one of those guys now. And in addition, the little hand reaches inside the body of the spinny sphere thing, and it withdraws a coin, and it sets it down in front of you. Abadar has seen fit to requisition this from the vault, and slides it over like right in front of you. I can't do a whole lot of much, certainly, though I am constructed to be emissary of the Golden City. My dealings with flesh are not as good as they could be. But I can stay here, I can clean, I can carry messages places. But this is for you. This is mostly why I'm here. Honestly, it would be kind of hard for me to get back.
I really want him to have that knife in his hand. Just like, for no reason.
They have knives. I'm really only seeing one without a knife.
And what is the what am I to do with this? And I pick.
Make a spellcraft check.
Don't fuck it up.
It explodes.
He's just talking all calm and nice, but he's got a dagger in his other hand.
In his other hand behind his back.
Not even hiding it, just has it there.
No, he doesn't have his dagger drawn. The flavor text says, one of which clutches a knife. No, his not drawn. He's not here to be hostile. Mostly because Calira's gone. Then maybe it would be a different story. But the coin is... This is probably the first time in Artoris' life Artoris has seen a truly perfect circle. Coins have been minted but like imperfections exist almost everywhere. This looks like just one piece of gold that was yeeted from the earth, and so it was as this. There is no symbol on the front or the back of the thing, and it's really thin, but seems to weigh like almost a pound. The magic radiating out from it is pretty strong. Mechanically, it is a runestone of power for the highest spell level that Artoris can cast. Meaning, basically, you get a extra spell slot of whatever the highest spell level you can cast right now is.
Which is 2, I think. Yeah.
Actually, it may not be that. I need to check your class table, because I was planning on letting you guys level to 6 after the dragon. Y'all technically have a golden plus sign in the top corner.
Except for Del.
Oh, we have that.
Who failed,
Oh,
so
whatever,
he has
dude.
to stay at 5.
So if the deal was if I beat the dragon, I actually go to 7, and you guys get nothing.
Kato would attain
But if
his first mythic rank, and we'd all watch him solo the AP. His ego alone driving him to victory. No, at level 6, he would still be at 2nd level spells. So, indeed, Pearl of Power 2nd. Or, I gotta say that right. Pearl is for wizards. Runestone of Power 2nd level spell.
But it'll improve as he improves, right? As he gets higher level magic, he'll be able to.
If the percentage dice come out really well, maybe. We'll see. Not quite.
It's
Let's
still
try.
good.
Thanks,
It's
Del.
still good though. Even
Yeah.
if he levels up, to have like an extra in the lower slot still. Not
That's
bad.
true.
No, I mean,
The chains are back.
I can't, no, maybe. Yeah, I can't even begin to express my gratitude.
Gratitude is unnecessary. Gratitude is not something I am necessarily capable of understanding.
Well, in any event, your assistance is appreciated. It will certainly be needed. And you're right, the smell is terrible.
I am sorry. Non-synthetic life must be horrible. Any case, Abadar has chosen you to be his champion. What would you ask of me?
Murder.
Wow.
Kalira.
No.
I've got pretty good regeneration. I might be able to pull it off.
I just need one good hit though, right?
What would you so describe your functions? You said you're primarily suited for like cleaning and things.
Cleaning in and of the sense that that's sometimes what the Axiomites will have me do. Usually my kind are used as scouts, diplomats. I can only do it once every 7 days or so, but I can, if you'd like to speak to Abadar, I can facilitate this.
Oh, wow.
I also am very good at both finding and protecting from the forces of chaos. Not included, but not limiting to the Proteans, demons, and begins listing other, like, famous chaotic things.
Fey
Well,
dragons.
I suppose as it relates to domestic matters, one thing that I have been tasked with is rooting out individuals would be less than desirable to have around, put it that way. And certainly if the definition of less than desirable would fit within, for Abadar and for you, it would fit within our definition. So I suppose if you sense anything particularly chaotic in town, knowing about that would be very useful.
The Arbiter nods another loop. Also,
Like
if
what?
anything happens to break, I am capable of casting Make Whole a few times per day.
Oh.
And I get a +4 bonus to recognize and disbelieve illusions created by creatures with the chaotic subtype or possessing the chaotic descriptor. So that would have been real good a little while ago.
Sounds like there's a lot I need to learn about you, little friend.
Fairy dragon detected. Initiate kill mode.
Hey, you do what you got to do, buddy.
Slowly takes out that dagger.
I was expecting when you said like asking him to root out like potential unsavories, he would be like, well, now that you mention it, I detect 14 different demonic cults that have taken up residence here within the
We'll
town.
get to that point.
Now that I mention it, I sense very powerful outsider. Oh no, run! And a Baylor comes or something. I also can always sense the direction of the nearest Non, me, Arbiter, inevitable on your plane. And kind of like flies up another couple inches, spins around. Presently, that is southeast. I don't know how far, but if you were to walk southeast and they weren't to move at all, you would find another Arbiter, or you would find another inevitable. I also have a limited
But it could be like
spell
it could be like
resistance. I
it could be like
regenerate,
thousands of miles away, right?
It might be worth it.
or 5 feet away. There's no
Arcturus just starts walking this insanity.
Yeah.
anymore.
You end up
great
back to
pilgrimage.
Cheliax.
Well, this was an unexpected arrival, but I'm definitely glad to have your help. It at times feels that I am doing Abadar's work alone out here, but
I understand. You are not. At least not anymore. Again, I don't know how to get home.
do you have a name? Did you introduce? I don't.
They shake their head no and spin horizontally an entire rotation. I am an Arbiter.
That makes sense, of course. I'm. I
Well, now
might
you
have
gotta
to...
name it.
Well,
This you're talking to someone who I don't think has ever once named a Pokemon. He's not naming this thing.
for ease of communication, I guess I could just call him Arbiter. That might be what I do. Yeah. So. Huh. I don't suppose Abadar had any particular guidance on what to do about the current problem I'm embroiled. How much do you know about what's transpired recently?
Not much, but if you'd like to ask him, I can facilitate this.
Powering down.
The little eye starts flickering.
He's like,
There he is.
I thought my computer might have
Arbiter's
crashed
back
its pants.
online.
Arbiter, back online. Arbiter, activated. Arbiter needs to replace his processor in his computer, he thinks.
Ooh,
I am unsure, but if you would like to speak to Abadar, I can facilitate this.
That doesn't seem like a last 10 minutes kind of a thing.
Could be.
Could be?
Yeah, you would get 6 questions. As
Oh,
per the
wow,
spell
I'd-
commune.
Oh, I'd have to think of that. I'd have to think about that. Yeah, it might be a text RP thing. That's a good idea.
Okay, that makes sense. Other than that, I am unsure. Abadar seek to reward you for outing the truth. The truth is important, and creatures of flesh may not understand the ramifications of not doing what you did. You understand.
I do. And I do think that there is some good in most of my companions here. It's just that there's an influence upon them that is hard to... But perhaps together, we can just pull this off.
Nods. It's not their fault. Generally speaking, they know not what they do. Free will is a strange thing.
That's the truth.
I do not require rest. Is there anything you would like me to do right now?
No, at this point, I suppose. So you don't. How much do you know about what we are accomplishing and have accomplished?
Very
Have you
little.
been?
I was directed by my superiors that one of Abadar's inquisitors was in the area, and he's been working very hard, and I was to reward him. And now I can't get home.
Well, let's do a good job, and maybe we can get you back eventually. So I'm gonna take this time to kind of fill in the Arbiter as to everything that's been going on, basically from the relative beginning of the campaign up until this point, which will probably conclude what I am up to right now, unless someone wants to barge in and interrupt us. But
expedition montage, go.
right, yeah.
Ionia barges in with the map and says, "Here is the abandoned keep."
I assume you're joking.
I was joking.
Okay.
This is where we're going. Now, get up. Get your shit.
Everyone up, go! Send the Arbiter. Anybody else got anything they want to say or do?
I'm good. I'm done.
Because I know
I'm all tapped out.
we're floating like 6 minutes before the end of time. I don't know.
Yeah.
End of
We've kept you over enough times.
Yeah, you can cut a short 5 minutes.
Good enough for me. All right, level 6. I just meant to put that in as to have a better encounter on the way to the dungeon. Nope.
Fair enough.
That's good, man.
Nope, it was a session. Y'all are treasures. I greatly enjoy the amount of... I have a lot of groups that would be like, oh, a dragon. I'm not going to reason with that. It's experience and loot. Explode it. And then get the stuff, leave. Y'all
We
are
do
beautiful.
both.
That was some good RP, man.
You do both in 6 hours of really good RP along the way. And it's A+.
You mean 6 hours of arguing?
Arguing
Hey, that's what it's about.
Hey.
progress. RP.
Yeah.
I enjoyed this session.
I did too.
I was not personally upset by anything.
I used to think y'all were at first when this was happening. I thought like people were legitimately angry at my table. Nah, we got a lot of people with a lot of different worldviews, and they're just trying to make it out here in the stolen lands.
I got a little bit worried for a second when, after Esker dismissed himself from the dragon, he muted and deafened himself, and I was like,
Well, maybe he had to go pee or something.
No, it was because I could hear. Because I was gone, so I wanted to mute myself, but I could hear the rest of the session from Zaresh's computer.
Oh,
Yeah, we're like right next to each other now. I could throw a rock at him.
well, don't do that.
Why though?
do that. Actually, find something.
Why do you have rocks in your condo? What's going on in there?
Well, I'm pagan.
Oh,
I was gonna be like
have
witchy
a lot
stuff.
Of rocks, I have a lot of branches. Yeah, witchy stuff actually.
okay.
You were
There
right,
go.
Cal. We're onto it. There it is.
Knew
There it
it.
is.
And be sure to like and subscribe for more stuff. I'm gonna go find some food. I'm out.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye,
Bye.
Alan.